it needs to charge.
We're good.
It's plugged in.
I know, it's charging. We're ready.
All right. Close the
Hey,
door.
there it goes. Oh, it's printing the first paper first.
The
It's
test.
going. All right. Hey, everybody.
Live. All right.
We thought we'd print out some fun little pictures here on our HP Sprocket, courtesy of the friends at HP. They came by a couple months ago and hung out. But
That is a fun little device to have.
yeah, it's scanning itself right now, and then it's going to print out a beautiful picture of Ragnarok, as well as a picture of Nate with his parents at his wedding.
So it can scan?
No, it's printing. It
Oh,
was
you said it
scanning.
was-
It's scanning that is like the bottom card
Okay.
that comes out, and then it's
Is
going
it going again?
It should. Let's
All right.
hope. Anyway,
Anyway,
so
let's
Anthony
look up
is
there.
on his. He's not here today. He's on his.
That's why it's so quiet.
I think he's on his Hindu. That's
This
what they
will-
call
this
that.
will be a peaceful
It's called a Hindu, I think.
podcast.
I don't think that's
It's,
what it's called. But
yeah, it's the British term for a bachelorette party. The Hindu. That's what he's doing.
Hindu. Okay. I thought you kept saying Hindu, and I
Yeah.
was like, that is not what that is.
Yeah, that's he's having his bachelorette party before he gets married. So
Okay.
we're really excited about that. Oh, it's
Good
so
for him.
Do
cute.
you like it?
That's perfect.
Aw.
And it's a sticker.
Yeah.
Aw.
So show that to the camera. That's going to be, we're going to put that on Nate. He's on his honeymoon, but that's him and his parents walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
It's really sweet. So,
That's sweet.
but anyway, so Anthony is in California. He is hanging out with his homies, and
Looked like they rented a Corvette.
they
on
rented a
Turo.
Corvette for him on Turo, which was pretty great. I thought about doing that for us when we go to New Jersey, was just rent us all Corvettes, and then we could
Oh.
Fast and Furious our way
Yeah.
We could do that.
through Albany and West Haven.
Somehow wind up dragging a safe through traffic.
Maybe not. I don't
I
know.
can see it.
You
I
know,
can see it.
you know how much we all love our Fast and Furious franchises. So could be
true.
fun. It's a good way to drive is with everybody, not just carpool in one vehicle.
Yeah.
Everybody get their own car to drive, and only one person, not like two.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
just everybody gets a car to drive. That's the best way. Then no one has to complain.
Yeah.
You know,
I wouldn't pick a Corvette though.
No.
I know you wouldn't. So
I mean, Corvettes are fun, but when you have the options of a rental, you can.
I'd still be that dude that rolls up in a minivan. Like, guys, I got room for everybody. The seats fold down if we need to carry stuff. So just letting everybody wants to ride with me.
Well,
sure.
that's weird because you're not a
Nobody's
camera
good.
guy.
Nobody's good to ride.
The people who rent minivans are camera guys.
No, Dane. They're usually fathers.
Well,
with
apparently
children.
you don't watch
Minivans are
Christmas
Things
made
like
for
that.
camera guys.
Yeah,
Minivans
apparently
are-
that's
they don't
what they're
care
designed
about
for.
families.
No,
they
like,
care about.
literally
Gotta have that
every time
stone
they're
go.
out there, they're like, "All right, let's get the Pacifica and let's go."
I looked at Pacificas for our trip.
You know,
I would whip one.
They're priced a little higher than you
They
expect them.
they
to be.
are a little higher than a normal
It's a high performance machine.
Dodge Grand Caravan. It is.
So
I
wouldn't.
mean, I'll admit, there's a part of me that thinks that the plug-in hybrid ones are actually kind of cool. Like the plug-in aspect is neat because I love my C-Max for like how far I can get without using any gas.
Yeah.
It's just nice when you're like, oh, things are a little tight this week. I don't feel like spending on gas. Oh, I don't have to. Cool.
Did you have to download an app?
I did.
Anyway, why don't we actually start answering some questions?
So it's
because
called the
they're
HP
sitting there
Sprocket
waiting
app. You
for
can
us.
download it on your smartphone and see if it'll.
I have
then
a
you,
smartphone.
And then you Bluetooth connect it.
Oh
to,
wow!
And then give it access to your gallery. Oh, there it
Okay.
goes. The second one. Anyway, guys, so it's raining here in Boise. It's Thursday. We're ready to do some live Q&As. And Dane's really ready because he has been really, really, really wanting to get down to the nitty-gritty of the Q&A.
Have I?
All right, here we go. Going right in. Glassworks Garage, what's up? What's up? How are you guys doing today? Glad it's Q&A again. Let's go.
Let's go.
Saw the design for the IK sprayers on IK's Instagram. What are your thoughts? And also, are these going to be in the TRC store? By the way, I love them. We are not going to talk about that until it's alive in the U.S.
Sorry,
buddy.
It's got to be official,
Yep.
and then we can talk about
Yep.
it.
Optimum Clay Towel or Mitt and Why from TJ Sands. Optimum Clay Towel is good. Everybody likes that. I'm a mitt man myself.
I'm a towel gal.
You'd be a towel gal.
See, I've used the mitt, but I don't put my hand in it. I do the same thing like you do when you're
Like
with
I
like
do.
a wash
Yeah,
pad. You
that's
put
how
your
I
hand
do.
on the outside.
That's what I do too. I don't use the mitt. I don't stick my hand in the mitt.
But I will say, like, there's a lot of people out there who they feel like if it's not a clay bar, it's not doing anything. And the
Right.
reality is you can get a lot done with
Well-
the mitt and with the towel. It's just you're dealing with the finer grade of clay. There's a little bit of a safety margin there compared to more aggressive grades of clay. Nice.
Should I put that on your dad's desk for him?
Put it on his computer screen in the middle.
No, but you're right. Like most people don't understand that clay mitt and towel are fine grade. And if you have more contamination than that, you do want to go with like a medium or a hard. And in that case, you're going to need to use a clay bar or step up because there are grades of clay.
Yeah.
And there are grades of clay mitts and clay towels. Optimum only carries the fine grade because they're not expecting you to do a lot of heavy stuff unless you're going to switch over to
The
a clay
medium and rougher grade ones, you're going to have to seek out. I mean, they're going to be more like almost like body shop level type stuff that you're looking at.
bar. Not really. You're just gonna go with you might as well just go with a regular clay. Like
I
you
mean,
can find them on any of the other sites.
there comes
but
a certain point where it's like, okay, you might as well be wet sanding.
at some point, but you're still going to need to remove that contamination.
Yeah.
And wet sanding won't. It depends on how ingrained it is. But like I said, you're right.
Okay.
I said you're right, Dane.
There's a certain
said
degree
you're right.
there of protecting people from themselves.
That's
Everybody
right.
wants the most
That's why.
aggressive thing to do the crazy. It's like, I just want to get
No,
rid of
because
it
you're
all.
going to have to polish afterwards.
And then you have this counterculture of people who are like, no, we're supposed to preserve the clear coat. And it's like, yes, you
No.
can preserve it, but then don't also be the people who are like, I want to cut through it as fast as possible. It's like there's a happy middle ground here, and that's what we're really trying to help people find. Like, we understand both sides of it, but ultimately you want to do the best job you can while preserving as much as you possibly can.
Exactly.
At least that's our approach to
Yep.
it. I know that
Yep.
other people have different opinions, but that's okay. That's what
Yeah.
detailing is.
Yeah, super great.
Yeah.
Ricky Colon says, hey again from PR. What's up, Ricky?
Yo.
Ed Iverson, howdy y'all. Thanks for the Memorial Day sale offers. So what's the deal with F11? Every guy 50 thinks it's the best thing going. Your thoughts on the product and what it can actually do?
I can
Thanks.
speak to this.
Every guy over 50.
Well, for one thing, it's marketing.
It
And
is.
it's a lot of marketing.
It's a lot of simple, easy marketing that anybody could do with any type of product, really.
And the reason, I mean, this is the thing. It could be any product
Mm-hmm.
filling in this gap. It just happens to be this is the one that got pushed. Some company probably got like a surplus of a given product and then said, well, I guess we got to sell it, so do a surplus ad buy. Let's start pushing this on Facebook anyway.
Yep.
And they
Well-
seek out the groups. They look for the people who are most likely
To fall for
tell about it, fall for it, whatever. And we're not saying like guys over 50 are most likely to fall for it, but you know, there's some demographics where they look and they go, yeah, no, these are the people
Well-
who are most likely to buy this stuff or pass it along or share it with someone else.
Agreed.
And then it continues to perpetuate that. So I guess in this case, it found that those guys were essentially where the activity was. And then it just kept pushing because the targeted marketing on Facebook is nuts. Now, granted, we don't go crazy with that stuff. Like, it gets into all that data stuff. You don't want to.
Basically, if you even try and contest them and ask them questions, any of the F11 posts, they will block you. If
pretty
you
much.
ask a question
What was that? There was
other than, where do I buy it?
yeah.
If you ask them a question, can this go over this wax? Does that have any correction ability? Does that have what's its longevity? They'll block you.
And when you see some people
what's
who
it
seem
made of?
super enthusiastic about it, but they're on like detailing posts, more often than not, they're being ironic and they're being
Yeah.
sarcastic because I know a few people like that. Swear F11 is life and everything. And
Oh, it's
I
you
will
might as well
say-
just use WD-40.
We go out of our way to make sure that we're never like tearing people a new one. We're not out here to bash. We're not trying to
Right.
do any of that. But the fact of the matter is, people are given a certain impression of a product, and then there's all these different factions at play of people who are like, it's the worst, it's the best, and they're all over the place. But really, from what I've seen and what I've heard, I wouldn't put it past maybe your average quick
Morgan?
detailer with a little bit of protection.
I think maybe if I
like a
disconnect
weak
from it.
sealant, something
Oh.
like that.
There, now you can.
But at the same time, it's nothing better
Yeah.
than anything else. And, it might be halfway decent for people in a given situation. However, I've heard it's very expensive for what it is.
Yeah.
So that's where you
It's-
kind of go, okay, what's the cost-benefit analysis here?
Yeah, I don't like it. They blocked me early on about 2 years ago when I started asking questions about it.
They've been at it for a while.
Yeah.
What
Basically,
was that
though,
alien waterless wash ad?
yeah,
I
they
used
were
to
the
see
same
all the time,
ones. Yeah, same ones.
I'm pretty sure it's the same people.
So yeah. Anyway, so Ed, it's garbage. If you want to get the same effect, just wipe your car down with some WD-40. Practically, that's what you're gonna be doing. So, anyway,
Ruffling some feathers.
Luke Berge, hello from Not the Anthem of the Seas. He's back from his cruise.
I guess he's home now.
He's got his land legs back, and he's ready to rock. Hey, Levi, when are we doing the cruise? Haha, nice. Luke, we're gonna be back east here in about 10 days. So
yeah, coming up
maybe
quick.
come find us. Aaron says hello.
Hello.
Adam Thurman says hey, hey, hey.
Hey.
Greg Seibold says charging, ? Greg, it's our sweet little HP sprocket down here. We got
Wow.
it charging up.
It's a printer.
Yeah.
A baby
It's a little
printer.
tiny
Baby
printer that we got
printer.
given to us from our friends at HP.
It's a wireless cell phone printer.
Yeah. Hans closing. Yeah, Q&A time. I needed my fix. Since I was busy and couldn't be there last week. Hans, we missed you so
We're
much.
glad you're back,
It was
Hansi.
the greatest Q&A I think ever in the history of all Q&As, and
yeah.
realistically, a great story came out of it. One that I'm not sure I'm going to talk about since Anthony's not here, but a beautiful tale that could possibly become the next Lifetime movie. So pretty awesome. Anyway,
It was a lot.
Aaron says his school kicked him out after graduation practice. Oh, that's cool. So did you get to graduate and walk the line?
Why?
I was gonna
Aaron?
say,
What'd
wait,
you do?
why
What did
Ew.
you
get
do? Did
kicked
you bring a knife?
Oh my god.
Or is he using language that makes it seem like he got like booted when really all he means is, oh, they told us to leave after graduation practice. Like it could mean that too.
I had a teacher once. I forgot to turn in my last homework assignment, but the grades were already done, right? All the grades were done, right? So I knew it was a BS assignment, so I didn't turn it in, right? And we were getting out, like typical seniors, we were getting out
I see where this is going.
2 weeks before the rest of the class, right? So my teacher asked me, and she's like, "Mr. Gates, you didn't turn in your homework. Do you have it?" And I said, "No, I didn't do the project." And she's like,
Oh.
"Why?" And I said, "Because I didn't need to, because the grades were already done."
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, you don't let that happen again in my class." And I
And you're
said,
like-
I won't, because I won't be
And I
here
said-
anymore. Bye-bye.
that's what I said. Like, "See ya, don't want to be ya." No, it was yeah, I just like kind of looked at her and I was like,
Are you for real
"Tomorrow's
right
my
now?
last day. You've already submitted my grades."
One look at Levi as a student should have told you,
Yeah.
no, he's saying exactly what he means, and I'm not
Was-
gonna.
I wasn't that dare I say ballsy, but I did at that point. I was the first time I was like, I'm 18. I'm literally done with school. I pay rent in my own living room in my house.
Basically an adult at that point.
Basically an adult. Like, why can't I
Yeah.
just leave? So I did. So anyway, so good on you, Aaron. Hope you didn't actually hope you got to actually like walk.
Yeah.
Ryan Ellinger, hey guys, how was your day been? How many cars can you get out of 10 cc's of gloss coat? Two. Nick DiCarlo, how do I tell when a Platinum Pluffle is worn out from too many washes? Usually it starts linting heavily and doesn't absorb anything anymore.
And the long fibers may begin to
They
kind
get
of
kinda clumped
pill.
up.
They may mat. Yeah.
Adam Thurman says, Efren, power clean or brake buster? Oh, that's Efren above us.
Oh, okay.
Good
that's-
tire rubber cleaner.
Yeah.
Both those.
Yep. It's true.
Northside Detailing, hey from Alberta, Canada. What's up, dude?
Hey, right back.
Oscar, how long should I take on a single 2x2 panel with a DA? What polisher are you using? A long throw or short throw, Oscar? Realistically, a 2x2 section should take you, maybe, if you're doing a one step, should take you less than 10 seconds.
And I guess what
You're
product
making
is
6
he using
passes.
Too?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then wipe it off and double check.
I mean, you can go as far down the rabbit hole as you want with this. What's the pad? What's the product? How defective
What's the pad? What's
is
the product? What paint are you on? What's the customer paying for?
Yeah.
Where are you going? Now, if you're wet sanding that whole panel down and you've started with 600 and
you're
walked
looking for
your way back
perfection?
up to 3, and now you're cutting that 2x2 section and you're wondering, and let's say you're not using the right compound, then we can talk about timing and whether or not that thing. But the first thing you're going to do, put compound, hit that spot, literally 6 passes, see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, like anything, you want to do a test spot before.
But it's still going to
you
just
go
do those
ham
6
on
passes.
this
You're
thing.
still
Yeah.
going to spend 10 seconds on it, and you're going to decide right then and there what it needs.
But once you know, you go until you run into an obstacle.
Exactly.
And in fairness, like on some of the shoots that Anthony and I have done for Wash Wednesday, we'll get most of the way around a car, and suddenly there'll be a different area where you're like, oh, the paint's different over here.
rad.
Something is going on. Something about this is not the same as everything else. And then you got to approach it a little differently.
Nick DiCarlo says he's getting married on Saturday.
We
All
know
right,
someone who
Nick.
got married on
Congrats,
Saturday.
Nick.
Adam Thurman says he's having a baby on Saturday.
Guys, it's not a competition, but
Dane, what are you doing on
congratulations.
Saturday?
Not having
Probably
a baby.
having a beer.
Not having a baby.
We're having a-
I'll
we-
be at Rockaway Beach, so
Yeah.
yeah, it'll be nice out in Oregon.
We're having a car show here Saturday night. So that's going on. Also, our friend Sydney from iWash Auto Detailing is having her car show in Hidden Springs. I'm going to take the kids up there and go check it out in the after Home Depot Kids Club. So we'll do that on
Those
Saturday.
are actually good, by the way. That was one of my favorite things about working there.
So
was,
you
like,
know
when
what they do
did their
now?
Classes.
They make you sign up online. You have to register the kids online
You
now.
can't just show up.
Can't just show up anymore. Isn't that crazy?
Too popular.
To
I
what?
guess.
To the Home Depot Kids
Really?
Club event. Yeah.
It used to be as like today we're building a birdhouse, and
Yeah.
then
This
everybody
weekend?
does
Putting green.
putting green.
It's like this big, and it's
Wow.
got a little stick and a ball.
That's
like a
adorable.
towel.
Oh.
Hadley's like, she saw it yesterday and she went crazy. She was like, "Oh my gosh, this is what we're gonna make tomorrow.
I need it.
We're gonna make that."
All right.
All right, Dane, do you want the Miata or do you want the Volvo?
Morgan's printing out pictures of the
We're doing
cars.
squad goals.
Give me.
Ooh, I should get the studio shot of the
Miata.
Suburban to you. That's what I should
Miata?
I think I have some better shots than the Miata out there. So
Oh.
yeah.
do. Aaron says school's pretty much over as he's a senior. Edmund Iverson says, "Congrats, Adam and Nick too."
Yeah.
William Hung says, "Can you apply multiple layers of Optimum Gloss Coat? What are the benefits?" You can. I think there's anything that's going to happen. If you understand, like at one point you start to kind of remove the other surface. So what you want to do is coat it, let it cure for at least an hour or two, and then, maybe put what's left on over some high traffic areas. That's usually the best thing. So
Well, and I would also note on that, we actually did a whole detox episode with Levi and Ivan, and they talk about basically layering, not layering with waxes, sealants, coatings, all that kind of stuff, and where it applies and where it doesn't, because some products are built with and formulated with layering in mind, but that's not all of them. And I think just because of the way detailing has kind of become popularized in the enthusiast side, people get the impression that you just layer everything. So
More
there's
the
definitely
merrier.
some do's and don'ts, but not everything can just be layered. So something to bear in mind. But yeah, go check out the detox episode because you'll probably learn a lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
Aaron says, "Class of 2019."
Woohoo.
Adam says, "Hey, Ed." Ed says, "Hey, Adam." What's up, dudes? Relentless X18 says, "Greetings from the border town of San Luis, Arizona."
Yeah, buddy.
Question: Is polishing a car a skill that every car enthusiast should try out? I know that there are many fears in doing it wrong. Back in the day, yes. But with the advent of dual action polishers, like your short throw machines that you can pick up from Harbor Freight or the Porter Cable, 7424, those are both super easy to use. Anybody can use them, and you're going to get a better shine out of that.
There's only one
Then
way
just
I've
run it by your
heard that
hand.
someone has ever screwed up with a DA.
It's true. They didn't put a
They
pad
didn't
on
put
it.
a pad on it,
They
and
just
it
used the
basically was
backing
just
plate.
the Velcro, and they said, "Oh, that's the black pad," and they're like, "We don't sell a black pad." And the next thing you know, the paint was coming off because they were using Velcro, and the machine was just
So
sanding it.
they
Essentially,
were using the backing plate.
No.
to polish their
Whoa.
door.
The guy did it on his Porsche of all
Yeah.
things. So
Oh.
yeah,
So always put a pad on the Velcro. Tyler Hernandez says, "What towels do you recommend for drying and applying products like Bead Maker? FTWs, Eagles, 365s work,
Yeah.
all that good stuff." So
I mean it's pretty friendly in a lot of those different
Mm-hmm.
ones. It's all up to what the user wants to get out of it.
Yep.
I mean, if you like a longer pile and you want to have more of that give, more of that kind of cush, feeling when you're wiping it on, then do that. But
Yeah.
365 works too.
yeah.
So.
Hans, are you coming to Waxstock?
Oh yeah.
Because if you are, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Booking hotels for Waxstock. We did book our hotels at the Rico Arena for Waxstock. So yes, we are booked for that. That's where we're staying. There's tons of hotels around Coventry though that you can catch and just take a taxi. But yeah, piece of cake. We've got hotels that we're gonna book for London, for Lincoln, so we've got a lot of hotels we got to do. But I'm excited because Didrik from Norway is going to be there.
Nice.
So he'll be at Waxstock, which I'm really excited about. And then we've got lots of friends that are coming up. So it'll be really cool. So Hansi, if you're coming, we'd love to see you, buddy. Aaron, what ride conditions do you prefer? Rough, fun sport, or smooth ride?
I'm guessing he's talking about cars.
I
would hope so.
I don't like riding in Dane's Volvo because it's bouncy. I don't count that as a rough, fun sport. I count that as a bouncy ride. Your Miata rides better.
Until I adjusted the suspension, when I
have not ridden it since then.
When I got the Volvo, it had that like ricer hop going on because the previous owner had fitted it with extremely low profile tires on 19-inch rims and
you might
wheels.
as well just put railroad
and
wheels on
set
there.
the suspension to the stiffest setting so that it wouldn't rub. However, the trade-off was it basically vibrated over any and every bump. And it was brutal. Ask Dylan Von Kleist, who rode in it.
You should have just taken the shocks out, those coilovers out, and just put steel bars.
Yeah.
Steel bars.
Would have been great.
just put ox cart suspension on it. It was more or less the same thing.
Yeah.
Or my Miata,
taking the seats out and put some milk crates on.
It has coilovers in it too. Totally different experience.
Yeah,
it soaks up the bumps. It's great. Even
this.
Dylan said after riding
Look
it,
at those.
Look,
Morgan's been
building
some little stickers over here. Pretty great.
Nice.
Squad.
So yeah.
Yeah, the Volvo, my Volvo wagon is brutal. The Miata is much softer while still being sporty.
Now, Morgan rides on a pillow of air.
I do.
Yeah, she's got
kinda
air
hard.
ride, so she cheats. She
Clouds.
just has both.
Suburban runs a full auto ride system, so it's
True.
a hydraulically computer-controlled
So
suspension
you're the most
by General
advanced.
Motors.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, for 2001. Yeah.
2002 for me, so.
Yeah. Well, you've got the shocks.
Yeah,
aren't
except your
2002.
air ride system's a lot newer than that.
You're right. But
But I will say my system is identical to the current ones in the new Denali's.
Oh wow.
Probably a little better processing power.
I was gonna say,
But
they probably put,
the
better
Elantra has you all
processors.
beat. It's H&R lowering springs on struts
No.
that are stock,
No.
that are original, with 140,000 miles on them.
140,000 miles.
So I'm just a total pleb over here with my KYB
Yeah,
AGXs. And
yeah.
flying
All you
Miata top
all you
hats.
needed was some beat up old 140,000 mile struts, blown out,
Why didn't I think of
put
that?
lowering springs, and it's super squishy. No, it's scariest. It's really scary.
You're like, when I take a corner at 60.
It wiggles wiggles a little bit to the. It's got a shimmy. I tightened everything else up, but it's still got a shimmy to
It's
it.
doing the truffle shuffle.
Yeah, just a
Oh.
little bit. That's because of the struts. I know for a fact. And possibly maybe some bushings that have gotten old.
Little things like that
Yeah.
people forget, but they make a big difference.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So medical related stuffs. My microfiber towel wash solution is staining my towels. Following instructions and using the detergent dispenser. What could I be doing wrong? Well, what towel wash solution are you
Yeah,
using?
what are you
And why is
washing
it
it with?
staining the towels? That doesn't make any sense. So
If it's a
you might want to
microfiber
reach out to
dedicated
the
wash.
you might want to reach out to the manufacturer of whoever makes that stuff and
Is
talk
it
to them.
colored? I feel like I wonder if it's colored.
But not many of them are.
But that would be a
colored.
bad idea
It
to
would
do
be.
with a.
Yeah,
It would be a bad idea.
yeah.
If it has a natural coloring to it, or if it has a slight coloring to it, not a
Yeah.
big deal. But if it's like,
It's like blue tide.
yeah, they should.
Re-
It shouldn't look like
rebottled.
O&R.
Yeah.
It shouldn't look like O&R. Man, all right, Ben Soroka, that's where we're at.
He's going to Detailer's Domain open house with his friend that has the sickest V6 Mustang. Gonna give it a full detail before the show. Hope to see you guys there, dude. Super
will see
excited.
you
That's
there.
gonna be fun. Troy Preston
And Anthony
says,
will be with us.
Yeah,
Yep.
Anthony will be there. Troy Preston says hello from Australia. Can't wait to see what's in store today.
Hey,
Focus RS, greetings from the land down under. Look at all these Australians. This is great.
Nice.
Is it true that if you wring out your drying microfiber, it becomes worse at drying as all the fibers are soaked?
if you're wringing it out,
No, it actually dries. That's false.
The worst thing
The
you can
answer.
do is like leave a coating or a sealant in it and not get it wet or wash it afterwards. That's gonna affect drying power.
Yeah.
Chris
Myth
Marcial
busted.
says, when cleaning interiors, assuming you're not removing stains from seats and carpets, do you think it's better to vacuum first or save it for the end? It depends on how dirty it is, Chris. So if it was really bad, I usually try to vacuum, but I'm always of the first mind. I use compressed air, and I blow everything out of the car, and 90% of the time, I get everything out. So I don't have to vacuum. I can go straight into shampooing. Oh. But if I have sand, gravel, dirt, things that are kind of big that maybe if I'm blowing them and they're just kind of staying in a corner, they're just staying in a corner, then I would recommend vacuuming that out first and just giving the carpets just a quick vac. You don't have to be super thorough. Just get the stuff out because you're going to be cleaning, abrading, and then doing a final vac. And that's where your final vac is going to be your most thorough vac because you can't do a killer vacuuming job that first time around because you're going to start blowing out under the seats. You're going to be blowing out cup holders, center pockets, door pockets, seats, all that stuff, back shelves where the bugs collect. You're going to be blowing out vents. Like, stuff is going to fall back onto that carpet. You getting in and out of the vehicle to clean it, that's going to keep dropping stuff. So you never want to be like a dog and chase your tail. So you do a very light vacuum at the beginning, and then your final vacuum is always going to be your most thorough. The first vacuum is just to get a couple stones off the ground, basically,
I was
and
gonna
pick
say,
up a couple things.
That makes sense, because the way I always approached it was a little bit different, because I treat it the way, like, when I'm photoshopping an image or something. I start with the biggest stuff, and I work my way down until it's, like, the small stuff. Yeah. But I get, it makes sense.
The opposite is you're just trying to get the heavy stuff off the carpet so that you can then work it and clean it and get all that stuff. And then your final vac is where you do your presentation. Because the goal is that last final vac, you're already got all the door panels and dash and everything's dressed. All your stuff's done. Your seats are clean. Everything's finished. Your windows are done. You don't have to do anything.
True.
Do that final vacuum, and then either you or your customer gets in the car to pull it out. Yeah. That's all it should be, is you should be in the vehicle only to move it.
Yeah.
And then get out of it, and that's it. So that's why your final vac is the most important, and that's why I always save that to the very end. And a lot of people get confused by it because they don't think about that. Yeah. But because everybody goes like, man, I vacuumed and vacuumed, try and get all the stuff out. It's like, no, just try and get the heavy stuff out because you're going to use a brush. You're going to use an air gun. You're going to use maybe a pumice stone. You're going to use a bunch of different products to clean that carpet.
Yeah.
So that's also going to be doing a lot of the work for you. And then the goal at the end is you're just going to finish and get it all out at the end. Right. Yeah. So words to live by.
Once again, though, anything with detailing, there's more than one way to do it. The fact of the matter is, though,
mine's always
Levi
the right
does
way.
It his way, and I don't want to say people are better or worse, but I am saying here, basically, his is going to be more efficient because at the end of the day, it's what he learned and what he did in his shop, and the reason he did it in his shop was because you guarantee yourself a bigger paycheck at the end of the day if you're not wasting your time.
Right, and you can, I'm not saying I'm the right way, I'm just saying that you can do it however you want, but if you want to do it the fastest way so you can get on with your life.
But at the same time, you're also doing a good job. You're not just like, and then
no, the first one's just a quick, knock it down, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, kind of look at it.
No, makes perfect sense.
Chris Marcial says, when cleaning interiors, assuming you're not removing oh, that was already it.
Yep.
Focus RS. I find Pluffle dries better and absorbs more water when damp versus dry. Is it best to slightly damp them first? Yes.
Most microfiber towels, for drying purposes, you will find pre-wetting it kind of wakes it up, like it activates it, especially with waffle weaves. A lot of people who try waffle weaves for the first time, they'll immediately go over like a damp area and then wipe and go, it's not doing anything. If you dampen it a little bit first and then you go by, you'll notice a huge difference in the way it behaves.
Yep.
It's just the way it works.
Recthandle says, gangsters, what's up? I think that's Recthandle. Fondle?
Greg Seibold, not nice, man. Over 50 isn't a fair comment.
I'm going to say Ed Iverson is close to you in that same age there, Greg, so I think he was just making a
Now, as far as that goes, Greg, unless he's commenting at me, I basically put a bunch of disclaimers on that saying that's the way that the Facebook marketing stuff works. It finds where it gets the most activity, and then it keeps targeting down that way. So, hey, that's just the way the cookie crumbles.
TJ Sand says, I dried my exterior towels in my dryer on air dry. Now, when buffing off product, my towels leave behind a lint of small fibers stuck all over the paint and glass. Are my towels done for, or can I fix it? All right, bud. So
here we go.
This is a hard one. Here's how that happens. Either you dried those towels with other towels that one of those towels was linting, and not just one of those towels, quite possibly a quarter of an inch of one towel was bleeding lint that then contaminated your entire load. So 2 things to start with to try and check. One, the whole load's probably junk, but the main thing to look out for is that you might be able to save them by splitting your load. So split that load, rewash half of them and dry them. Rewash the other half and dry them. See what's linting. If batch 1 is good and batch 2 is still linting, then split batch 2 into 2 more batches. Wash those. See which one is linting out of those 3 and 4. If 3 is good, put it aside. Wash number 4. This should hopefully help you narrow down to the towels that are the ones that are the main cause. And you may find 3 or 4 that are just, they're totally gone, but you've saved 30 towels.
Because what we found when we have people who do have an issue with the towel or something, fortunately it doesn't happen all that often, but when it does, that is something that needs to be addressed, of course. But I find more often than not, people just automatically assume, oh, they're all doing it. And they don't actually check and see like which ones in particular.
Right.
And then they find out
or they
after
threw
checking,
in,
it's only like 1 or 2.
So I had a light blue car wash towel, an old color we used to carry from, remember the long time ago, had the tag and everything. It was
we generally don't do tags.
That was
not our thing.
5 years ago, I think.
Even longer, I think.
Anyway, I had one of those towels still in my possession, and it linted, and I used it for like inner fender well or a running board or something at my house, and I didn't even think about it. I threw it in my dirty pile of all my good towels. When I was supposed to toss that in another bag that I had from my junk towels that linted heavily and were just garbage towels, but the lint didn't bother me.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to me was I threw it in my good towels, and then I washed all my good towels, and then they all started linting and when I was pulling everything out of the wash, I saw that towel and I was like, I know exactly what this bad boy was doing in here.
Yeah.
And he was not welcome to that party.
Goodbye.
So I did. I had to instantly, I pulled him out and I just split the load and rewashed everything again and just tried to clear him out. And I think I lost maybe 3 towels through that whole system, but I was able to get them all back and have them not lint. Also, glass, if they're towels that have been used on glass a lot, glass is a different surface tension on the interior glass, and so that always has a tendency to pull more fibers than paint. So
well, you see like off-gassing and stuff inside the glass that you don't get out.
it's a little sticky. It's a little stickier, and it's a little. It actually damages the glass a little. Like it doesn't damage the glass. The glass damages the towel.
There's just
a little more
friction.
Causes more friction, which is why we recommend like glass-specific towels. Because they glide differently on the surface, so you don't have that issue. So, but anyway, there you go. That's in a nutshell. Troy Preston, double twisterous, 2 or 1. Well, that's pretty equal right there. What do you want to spend?
I would say the edge is probably to the double twisterous if you got 2 versus 1 twist and shout.
True.
It's just slightly, the edge goes slightly towards the double twisterous in that case.
Chris Roberts, can you use Beadmaker as a quick detailer? Morgan.
Can you? If you want.
Can.
There you go. All right.
Actually, why doesn't Morgan read a few of these? I know we're dominating the conversation. I want to give her a chance here.
Yeah, I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah.
All right.
Bring it up.
Rocket.
Levi.
Yeah.
Could you mix O&R and Optimum car wax for a quick detailer? Can you?
You could. I wouldn't recommend it. Ben, I would recommend just buying Instant Detailer Gloss Enhancer.
There's a lot of people who are obsessed with mixing products together, swearing that they know better than the original chemist who made the stuff. So
Yeah.
I see that happen
I don't
a lot.
worry about it. I just buy another one. So.
More often than not, there's not really a point to it. Although in that case, I would say every time you wash a car with O&R and then you use wax as a drying aid, you're essentially doing that.
Yeah. All right, Delphine says, hello, everyone. It takes me at least 1 hour and a half to clean my 18-inch wheels every week. Tires, wheelbarrow, not wheelbarrow, wheel arch. Am I insane? I have the right accessories. I just don't trust pressure washers.
Delphine, you're right. I mean, if you think about it, you're spending an hour and a half on 4 wheels and inner fender wells, and you're doing barrels.
Those are harder to get to places than almost anywhere else in the car.
Yeah,
so I
very
understand
intricate
extra.
So we're
areas,
looking at what, 90 minutes divided by 4.
Yeah.
So she's spending 20 minutes or so.
You know, if you're not necessarily doing it,
She's like 22 minutes a tire, basically.
if
is
the
what she's
customer's
spending.
paying for it, or if you're just doing it for yourself, then I suppose it doesn't really matter. But if the customer is paying for it, make sure they're paying you for your time.
Yeah, I mean, if it's you, 22 minutes a wheel. I mean, that I'm taking into account that you're probably drying, you're probably protecting. I mean, Morgan, you think if you're spending 20 minutes a wheel,
Yeah, I mean, depending
clean
on like
and
the
drying,
wheel
and
design
protecting.
too. If you have a lot of
Right.
spokes and stuff that you have to get into, it takes way longer, which I would know, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It takes me forever to clean my wheels. So
Which wheels do you have again?
CCW Race Classics. They have
Boom.
a lot of
Mesh.
They got some
Lot of
dish,
mesh.
Little
they got
snowflake.
some mesh,
yeah.
they got
Action.
some lip,
Uh-huh.
bunch of rivet looking things.
Yep. Yep. So I don't think that's insane.
No, and that's washing and drying, I'm assuming.
Those
Yeah.
are a 3-piece, right?
Yeah. So, Delphine, I think you're doing just fine.
Mm-hmm.
So,
There you go.
if you don't want to do the barrel or the arches and just clean the face of the wheel and tire, you can cut that down a lot and maybe do it every other week. Or maybe do the wheel faces every week, do the tires every week, do the wheel barrels every 2 weeks, and maybe do the arches once a month.
Yeah.
If you want to break it up that way, you could. Especially like on heavier,
If you're
when you got
washing
rain and dirt and
frequently-
all that kind of stuff, like just do what you can to coat the inside of something with something. Usually I do the inner arches with a tire dressing just because it's provides a good barrier. So when I do wash the next time, everything comes off.
If you're
So-
doing it weekly, you're already ahead of most people. So
Yeah.
Yep.
you're
Yep.
already showing a lot more care for it than
Yeah.
a lot of people do. So it should be easier to clean because you clean it more often. Let's let Morgan keep going. What
Yeah.
you got?
So Greg says lavender only in the Eagle Edgeless 350. When will you get more colors?
I'm
Greg, we're
glad
not
you
allowed to
asked,
talk about
Greg,
that.
And I'm not going to answer yet.
Stay tuned.
Stay
Although that should be a clue
tuned.
right there.
Yeah.
That should yeah.
That
North,
should be a big old clue right there.
yeah.
Northside Detailing. What are your thoughts on transparency?
In regards to
Of
just
what?
transparency of business, like
Yeah, I don't know
these
what
are
you're...
the products, or these are the like ingredients in a
Yeah.
product.
Or are you talking about glass parency?
Oh, maybe.
Anyway,
I
Northside,
don't
get back
know.
to us.
Please
Yeah.
advise.
Just clarifying. We could work on that. Transparently clarify for us.
Enhance.
All right, Aaron's is back with more. He said, I
Aaron's
graduate
Fine Home
high school
Furnishings.
with a 3.0 GPA. I fail only one class, but that was hard. You need to program it, so programming is not my thing.
So he took a programming
Understood.
class, but programming is not his thing. Okay.
Okay. And MX9X007, why this girl doesn't show her face.
Well, Morgan, why?
Because she
here.
was working on the
I
printer.
know she was actually
She
working.
had her head down.
I was
that's
very
all.
diligently printing our squad pick right
Oh,
here. So.
You
Great,
got that
love it.
hat with that bill, you know.
Yeah.
They're just like, whoa, is there a person down there? Yes.
She is. I'm not just headless horseman.
Yeah, whoa.
Troy Preston says, is Optimum Instant Detailer good to use as a drying aid to assist in lubricity when drying before applying bead maker?
Yeah, you can do that. It's totally
Mm-hmm.
fine.
Yeah, it's not going to hurt anything.
Car is too wet to straight apply bead maker, so I'm looking for something to aid lubricity and help stop swirls and scratching whilst drying.
Well, once you have a full coat of bead maker on, you technically can use bead maker as your drying aid.
Yeah.
So that you probably want to do a heavy coat of bead maker first.
Because the thing
That's what I
with
would
bead
say.
maker is if you use it as a drying aid first and you've never applied a coat of it to the vehicle before, it's not going to last as long as
not-
if
it's
you
not
did
gonna-
the full on.
It's not going to work
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
It's going to provide those same issues that you're having. So
But afterwards, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, should
Yeah.
be fine.
All right, Vortex_plays says, hey, what's up?
sup, dude?
Rabscallion, who is all coming to the UK? Are you going to visit Scotland? What foods do you wish to try? And for your UK viewers, what foods should they try? Have you tried black pudding with your breakfast?
No, and no. So who's all coming to the UK at the moment? Right now, tentatively, it's myself, Jeff, Dane, and Anthony. Are we going to visit Scotland? I cannot divulge. What foods do
Our
you wish
travel
to
plans.
try? And for your UK viewers, We're going to eat chocolate frogs on the train.
Stroop waffles.
And stroop waffles
Stroop
from the
waffles
Netherlands.
everywhere. Yeah.
No, I don't know, man. We don't have a lot of different foods. I love English breakfast, though. Something about baked beans and eggs and bacon is awesome. So I'm excited about having breakfast there. But the black pudding, I haven't tried it.
I'll give it a shot.
Dane likes to eat blood, so he's gonna work on that.
What's black
Is
pudding?
that a...
You can Google it.
I'm scared.
It's fine. But yeah, no, we're gonna do that. So foods should they try for our UK viewers? Gosh, what did I eat? I had a piece of pizza in London. Gosh, we ate at the trade show dinner last year. We ate at and that was really fancy chef made some delicious food. So
You
I
also
don't really
had some
know.
not so great stuff, apparently.
I had a great time.
Oh.
The burger and fries that we had in Coventry was not very good, but that was because of the restaurant. That was it. The Cozy Club in Coventry was delicious. The burger and fries they had there was top notch. I ate a burger that was made of marrow. It was beef and bone marrow ground up. It was amazing.
No.
It was delicious. It was so good. And that was in Coventry at our hotel.
And this
had
is
that.
why Morgan's not going.
That just made me go vegan.
It was really good. Probably like the most juiciest burger I've had. And then,
It's fine.
yeah. No, it was good. So there's a lot of different stuff. I think this year it's going to be kind of fun just with these guys. Because they're very different palates.
Yeah. Well, it was only you and my dad last
Yeah,
time.
and your dad and I are pretty normal when we go on stuff. We're
Normal.
pretty easy on
Whereas
that.
Anthony and I are apparently just not
No, it's just
normal.
Anthony is not normal
Well, I'd agree with you there.
with what he eats. So he's not crazy with it, but he's just different. So
He's particular, but in
he's
a
particular, but not
different
particular.
direction.
Yeah. So the burger, even though it was good, like that had the bone marrow, like you would go for it. You'd be like, yeah, that actually
Sure.
sounds really good. And your dad went for it, and I went for it, and it would be you guys would both agree like that was the most insane thing ever.
Dope.
Anthony would instantly be like, I'm not putting that in my mouth. Even though
Yeah.
the three of us talked about, and even though I know it would be amazing, like he would love it. It's only because the name like pushed him away from it. So
Yeah.
there's little things like that. So I'm excited to see where he is on this. I'm excited to see. I am not looking forward to the lack of Diet Pepsi that I found while traveling the UK. That was very
Let's talk about your
was very
Pepsi.
disheartening.
Pepsi deal.
Yep.
You got signed with.
I didn't get signed, but I did get a very very
You'll have to talk
lovely.
with my manager.
I got a very
Yep.
lovely email, or not an email. I got a letter in the mail today.
A physical letter?
Physical letter.
Wow.
He got a real
addressed
mail.
addressed
Wow.
to me and Anthony as from Pepsi. I took a picture of it so I could give it to it. So friend of the program, Kevin Kelsey, is the plant director
Oh, shout out.
at Phoenix, Arizona's for PepsiCo in Phoenix. He's the plant director. So he sent a little letter, little thank you for all that we do and how much he loves the podcast and all that stuff, and then sent me and Anthony each a shirt,
Well, aw
a
shucks.
Pepsi shirt. So very excited to add that to my ever-growing Pepsi memorabilia collection.
Very nice.
My wife laughed that she noticed I only have Rag Company and Pepsi T-shirts.
It's
in my...
okay. There's no shame.
But
in
today
that.
I'm wearing a little
not
shout out to my buddy Bryce for fierce detailing
Hey.
by there. So hope he's enjoying that.
We can't all have closets just full of Supreme and Off-White.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Off-white shirts
No, just Off-White.
sounds dingy.
I mean, that's literally the angle they're taking.
The shirts are kind of dirty. I think if they're off-white.
Pre-sweated it.
Yeah, pre-sweated.
Moving
It's a
on.
post-sweated.
Anyway,
Why doesn't Morgan
let's cut
continue?
Levi off
She
there.
she reads and we answer him, I guess.
Yeah. Edmund Iverson. Thanks for the answer about WD-40. Oops, F11. I never use that stuff. These guys I've talked to are using it as an all-in-one cleaner. Yikes.
That's
Yeah, that's right, Ed.
concerning.
Have fun.
Vortex plays. I've got a question. What car would you recommend I arrive to prom? An E46 M3.
Morgan
I mean,
says
she's not
yeah.
biased or anything.
No.
Dane, what did you arrive to at prom in?
I didn't have my SVX yet. I think I used. What did I use? I think I had the family Acura TL. That's what I used.
Oh,
Yeah.
swag.
Yeah.
Yeah. At the time, it was nice.
You didn't want to take the Suburban?
No, I don't think I took the Suburban. I can't even remember now. That's how. Well, because I went to multiple proms, so that was part of the thing. Is I don't remember.
Dane
which
was a player
which.
back then. Lots of girls.
Sorry.
Lots
I
of
need to
dates.
find you guys a very funny photo.
So I
no.
took.
It's okay, Dane. Don't worry.
I'm
I took
afraid.
my junior year. I took my uncle's 1980 Corvette to prom, and while with it driving it, I got rear-ended,
No.
which was awesome.
That's
And
my
then-
ultimate fear, to have it happen while
and-
driving someone else's
And this
car.
is something that was even better, Dane. The speedometer didn't work,
Oh,
and my date lived in Middleton.
Sir, do you know how fast you're going?
So I
no,
drove-
officer, I don't.
So it was 2 a.m. I drove her home. Oh, nice.
do you like it, Dane?
GT500.
Cute. Yeah.
So I went to, so I drove home and I was driving down State Street and I was just cruising. My uncle had a Meatloaf tape. I was very, very happy. So I got to listen to the Meatloaf in the cassette player. T-tops off. I had a ponytail. So my ponytail was flowing and cruising in that Corvette.
tail.
And I passed right by Dane's house. This was pre-Dane living in Boise because this would have been 1997.
So probably was a. Well, no, the houses are old.
The stinker
okay.
station was still there.
Yeah. Well, it
Yeah.
still is.
I know. I'm saying the stinker station is still there.
Yep.
But I got pulled over right across from it in that which is now the Walgreens parking lot, was originally just a field, and there were horses.
Yep.
Horses.
And so I got
Of
pulled
horses.
over
In the
right
back.
there, and the cop goes, "Do you know how fast you were going?" And I was like, "No, officer,
I
my
really don't.
gauges don't work. It's not my car." He's like, "You got a couple busted taillights too." I said, "Yeah, I got rear-ended tonight downtown." And he's like, "Why are you wearing a tux? Was it prom night or something?" I said, "Yeah." And I was going to a private school, the only private school in the city. So I dropped the name, and he was like, And then he's like, "License and registration." So I hand him the registration, hand him my license. It's my name.
Mm-hmm.
Hand him the registration. It's one of my uncle's names.
Mm-hmm.
My dad's older brother.
Mm-hmm.
The insurance is in the name of my dad's younger brother.
Oh boy.
So he's like, "I got 3 Gateses here, and I don't know which one's which."
At least they're all Gates, though.
They all said
Yeah.
Gates. That's all that mattered.
Got
Makes
that
it
going
less
for you.
confusing.
But that even confused me because I'm like, why is this one in here? And so anyway, I gave him all the stuff. He came back. I was like, "How fast was I going?" I didn't know. And he goes, 93 and a 55. And I was like, "Oh, I didn't know I was going that fast in
Wait,
this car."
what year vet was
It's a
it?
1980 Corvette.
So it was still the C3,
C3.
body style.
Yeah, it was the best.
How did you
C3
not
body
know you were going 90
He
in one
didn't
of those
know.
There was
rattly-
no
Rattly.
speedometer.
He didn't know, I'm sure.
It was,
I was gonna
cruising
say.
along at 3,500 RPM, just humming.
He just thought
Dude,
he
I was
was
rocking out to some Meatloaf.
older American cars, I can definitely notice
ponytail
when I'm going
flowing
to
in the
certain
wind.
speed.
Come on,
Things.
it's like good time.
Yeah.
17, 2 in the morning, singing along to some Meatloaf. The
bet you
burble of a
were.
350 in the back.
Gosh.
Yeah, but that was a 1980
Good. It
350.
was good, Dane. It was good.
It was just emissions, just.
Yeah,
Chill.
but it sounded good.
Sounded good.
That's
That's
right.
all that matters when it's
Ugh.
prom night, right?
Yeah,
Yikes.
that's right.
All right, Jake Groff. Can I coat exhaust manifold with gloss coat?
No,
I don't know why you.
because it's not
would.
designed. It's designed for clear coat. So unless you have clear coat on your exhaust manifold,
I was gonna say also
it's not gonna
your
go on
exhaust manifold probably doesn't have like any kind of paint.
what
or
you want to do is
coating on
get a hold of Optimum and get their metal coating.
it. That would do it.
Yep.
It's called metal coat.
Metal coat.
And they'll probably tell you need to have an authorized installer install it for you. So you're going to need to get in touch with an installer and have them install it. So
There you go. All right, Vortex plays. I was thinking more sport or more luxury. So no Elantras.
I don't know. Focus RS says Vortex Playas, Chevy Impala would be my choice. step out to Eye of the Tiger blasting,
Ugh.
specifically a 67 Chevy Impala, I believe, is what he's trying to say.
Probably not an 08.
Oh my gosh.
Unless it was an SS, and then it's okay.
Ah.
Yeah, it's wrong wheel drive at that point, but it sounds good.
That's right.
Edmund Iverson for IK Foamers, orange nozzle or gray for brake buster.
Ed, I don't know. The man to ask that is not here.
He's unfortunately not here.
So you can direct that to All Day Anthony.
It's true. Although
Vortex plays.
Yeah.
Rolls Royce or Lambs. Lambo. Lambo for the win. Aventador. All right. Aventador.
Really, really creative, definitely.
That's
All right.
an old joke, but
Yep.
a good joke.
Yep. Jack S. Hey from Australia. Is there any chance of getting a larger range of your towels through your distributors here? I only know of one site that sells TRC towels here, and the selection is very limited.
Fun fact, Jack, Australia, we had to do some stuff to do business over there. So we do only have one main distributor right now that is for the entire country. And he is working feverishly. That's aucarcareco.
Oh.
I think it's
AU Car Care Co.
Yeah.
And you can reach out to them. He is doing, Mark Perch there is doing everything he can for the country and trying to get into New Zealand as well. We are working on getting Amazon Australia and getting our products on there. But again, that is something we have been working on for almost 2 years. So we are doing our absolute best to try and get you more of a selection, but
These things take time.
It's a lot of work to be a vendor over there. So,
We wish it was as easy as just saying, "Hey, carry that thing," and then it happens.
Yeah.
But it doesn't. It doesn't work that way.
Yep, and also you got to remember they are shipping. The distributor from Australia is shipping everything from Boise, Idaho, and so we are literally filling up shipping containers for him, which is also a lot of money that he has to buy in product and then ship it, and then shipping is almost 2 months before it gets there.
Now, what I will say is, it's always good to know where the demand is. So if you're interested in getting something that you don't see there, tell them about it.
Yeah, let him know.
And that
He
way
needs
they
to
can
know
keep
this
tally
because
of where the interest is. Otherwise, it won't happen. So they got to know where the interest
we
is.
need your help to grow it.
Yeah.
So get a hold of him and
help
let him know.
us help you.
Same with Focus RS. You guys get a hold of Mark Perch.
Yep.
So, and it looks like Focus RS even said that. So, Vortex Playas, yay Aventador. A wrong 311. What's he saying, Morgan?
When using bead maker as a drying aid, can you spray it on top of ONR, or can it be only sprayed on pure water?
Both.
Yeah, you can spray it on top of any of that.
Yeah. All right. Vortex says this isn't live, is it?
Yes,
It
is,
is.
dude.
It
It
is.
is.
We're just behind on the questions is all.
Yep.
Like, you guys are down
you guys
the list.
type
and-
faster than we can respond.
But
Yeah.
we kind of like to give it some lead time so that we have a nice pool of them to go through rather than like waiting. Oh, here's one waiting. Oh, here's one. Like, it's easier this way.
Yeah. All right. So Nick DiCarlo wants to know if he should wash his 100 pack of blue edgeless.
Yes.
Yes.
Before you use them, wash them.
Yep. Focus RS is replying to Jack. Check out AU Car Care Co. Yep. He carries a large range, plus he has PNS products as well. True.
Yep.
Nick again says, sorry, should I wash my 100 pack of Blue Eagle edgeless before using them? There is a slight bit of lint when using them on the paint. Yes, wash them.
Yeah, you should definitely be washing them.
You got to
first.
remember, Nick, like if you're buying that many in that bulk, that's a full case. And so that case literally was cut from the factory, thrown in a bag, put in a box, shipped over to us. We opened the box, said, yep, there's Blue Eagles in there.
And there's this many.
And there's 100 of them. Send them. We tape the box back up and we send them to you. Now, you have to go through, shake them, wash them, do all that stuff. That's also why you got such a good deal on them, because we didn't have to do that.
To
But if you want to
clarify-
buy one towel from us, we'll go through it and do all the fancy stuff. It's
Yes.
just going to cost more.
To clarify, that's for wholesale exclusively.
Yep.
If you're buying an order off our website and you're getting like, I want one of these, 5 of those.
Right, they're
this
all hand
product,
inspected.
Everything gets checked by people 3 times before it gets shipped out. So
Yep.
there is a lot of like hands checking that stuff. So
Yep.
that's where you want the absolute best of the best. You order it straight from our website.
But if you want a best deal,
Yeah.
then you
Wholesale
forego the quality check by us. We give you a count and color check, as we call it, and then you get the deal, and then we pass the savings on to you so that you can now maybe have your employees check them.
And the savings is because there's less of a labor cost associated with, having
Going
to check
through
every
100,
single one.
checking 100 dowels.
Yeah.
So
All right, Ben wants to know what's the best first polisher. I want to buy my first one, but don't know if I'll end up liking it or doing it often.
Honestly, be like me. Your first one can be from Harbor Freight.
Mhm.
There's no shame in that.
Mhm.
Find out if you like doing it or not.
Yep.
And then, if you find out you do like it, then you can step up to something else. But, yeah, Harbor Freight, it's hard to argue with, like, $40 to $60 is usually what they seem to be in range
Yep.
of pricing. And you really can't go wrong with that. And they work with all the different accessories that'll fit on regular DAs.
including our 3-inch backing plate. So when you're done with it and you're ready to step up and go to a 15 or a 21 or something, you can repurpose your tool
Keep
into
the
a
same
3-inch
backing plate.
polisher, put that backing plate on it, and then have
Or
a
do
3-inch polisher. And to answer Ed Iverson's question at our theragcompany.com, Ed, you can
You're
find it
looking
right
at
there.
buddy.
Yep.
So
All right, next we got Mon the Fish. Car's coming back from the paint shop tomorrow. Any tips on what to check on?
Like it just got painted?
if it's just getting painted, I'd probably watch out for runs is the biggest thing. You're probably going to see swirls. I'd not worry about that, especially while the paint's curing, because you're not going to be able to protect it or seal it or do a lot of stuff until it's fully off-gassed. So you're just going to have to try and take as best care of it as you can until probably 6 weeks go by, and then you can detail it and polish it and do all that stuff. Realistically, runs are probably the only thing you need to watch out for. You won't be able to see delamination or anything like that. I'd look for orange peel. Make sure there's no heavy orange peel on like one panel versus the others. Try and make sure it's all at least even. That's much better. My thing would just most likely be runs would be the biggest, because everything else can be fixed. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And obviously, if it's just painted, you also want to give it some time before you go doing anything too crazy like correcting. And
Which is why
all
I
that
said
stuff.
wait 6 to 8 weeks, because you got to let it off gas.
Yeah. But
So-
as far
Before
as
you
stuff
put
can
anything
go,
on it,
You
right?
can't do anything. You got to only
Yeah.
wash it with soap and water. You can add just a standard Carnauba paste wax or Optimum spray wax. You're more than welcome to use that, but you can't put any heavy products on it because it has to be able to breathe.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way.
Now, I know that Morgan knows the answer to this next one.
Yes. I don't even know how to go about the username. Rect
Rectfondle.
Fondle. Anyway, which is recommended for a beginner, glass coat or a PNS ceramic coating? Glass coat. I did it without knowing anything, so
It's true. You
Yep.
learned on the spot.
I did.
And how do you say it's performing?
pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's holding up?
Yep.
How many months has it been now?
It's been since September,
Yeah, last
which
year.
is
so-
going, almost like
Yeah.
6 months or
You're
so.
longer than that. You're about 8
Is
months
it?
in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because it's almost June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
No, and it's been raining and hailing a
And
lot.
it's a daily driver, and for the most part, it was parked outside for the majority of the lifetime that I've had it on, because I moved out of my parents' house, so it's back in the garage now though. But
Nice.
Good.
yeah, pretty good for a daily going through it
Yeah.
every day. Yep.
Oh, but to clarify on that question, as far as the comparison between the two coatings goes, gloss coat, easier for a beginner, no question about that. PNS's ceramic coating, though, Inspiration, very good for a consumer grade ceramic coating. Really durable, really tough, but it definitely requires a little more
You need to have a couple
finesse, a little
coatings under
more
your belt.
experience. You probably should have coated a few cars beforehand using gloss coat or something else to just get used to the idea of coating, and then you can adapt to trying out Inspiration.
And
'Cause
Inspiration is a really good coating.
it works well, assuming you do it correctly.
Yep.
All right, Glossworks Garage, regarding that question about how long should it take and the 6 passes on a panel, are we talking to do the whole panel in 6 passes? I'm used to hear to only do 2x2, which is half a door.
Yeah, we're talking 2x2.
Okay.
That one.
Yeah.
Aaron says, since summer's here, he's planning to build a PC. What's your go-to brand for parts? Now that I have time and energy.
Well, you're looking at 3 people who don't build PCs. But
Nope,
I will
none
say
of us do that.
a lot of our PCs here have been built by my brother, who's very much that kind of
You
person.
could talk to him.
Yeah, he would definitely know. I
Send
know he
all your
serves to
invoices over to Corey at
a few different places. He
Magical
he gets stuff
Golden
from.
Eye.
But yeah, he
Industries.
builds pretty hardcore PCs. Not for like gaming, like a lot of people who build PCs do, though. He's building them for like actual
Hacking.
tech development
Hacking.
stuff. Don't say that, but raises some eyebrows in the wrong way.
Safe
Jeez.
cracking. He builds them for nefarious reasons.
Oh my God.
The good side of nefarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any rate.
No.
Anyway.
But no, none of us know really how to do that, and so sorry, bud. Appreciate though the question though, Aaron. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I just know we use a lot of AMD processors and
Yep.
GeForce, NVIDIA,
Stuffs.
something or other graphics cards, and yeah,
Put some on there.
shows how much I know.
All
I
right.
used to be into it, but not anymore.
Hans, yeah, thinking about going, but still figuring out transportation from Birmingham.
Ah.
So Hans, train system in the UK, you can buy a train ticket from Birmingham to Coventry Central, or there's the Rico Arena has a train station too. So there's Coventry Rico or Coventry Arena is the other one. So you can basically get the train from Birmingham to Coventry. The other thing is like Morton and the guys from Rag Company Europe are all, they flew in. Morton and Ivan flew into Birmingham, and I think they just took a taxi from Birmingham to Coventry to the hotel. And it was not that bad. They split the ride, and it wasn't too bad. But train's probably the best way to go. It's a little longer, but realistically, it's only probably I think an hour or 45 minutes from Birmingham to Coventry, and then from Coventry you can catch a black cab to wherever you need to go in Coventry City, and piece of cake. I think it was a 10-pound ride or 6-pound ride from Coventry to our hotel, and then it was like a 20-pound ride from our hotel to the Rico Arena every day. So just something to think about. That's basically what I've been doing, is kind of just looking up train routes and stuff for the whole thing. But yeah, good luck, man.
Yeah.
All right. Jack says, thanks, Focus RS. I wasn't aware of them. You're a legend.
Nice.
Focus RS says, Hans, just hitchhike. Offer spritzes of bead maker as
Oh,
payment.
that would be lovely.
Wonderful idea.
I'd pick up a gentleman that had spritzes of bead maker. Mark Abar!
Yeah.
Just wanted to say thanks so much for your hospitality and open arms. I love the visit you guys gave me. I will talk to you real soon. Maybe hope to see you at Mobile Tech in September. We won't be there, Mark. Apologies.
We go to the Mobile Tech in Florida.
We will be the one in January in Florida. So that's just too close to SEMA for us.
SEMA's way too big. We just can't
too much
overlap
money.
with other events.
Yeah. We put out
it's a
way too
lot.
much money for that. So
It's a lot. Relentless. Why don't you get this one, Morgan?
Yeah, Relentless says, at the Rag Company, do you guys ever use steamers to clean the inside of your car? I don't recall seeing a video of you guys using one. What utility do steamers really bring? Thanks.
coming soon.
We got a video, actually.
We do. We cleaned Dane's brother's car, the one who nefariously builds computers in his spare time. He's selling his car, and so we cleaned it. And Anthony has a little McCullough steamer, and really wanted to utilize it because he likes it. And honestly, steamers work really well, but look at it as a tool, an extra tool. Some people don't like using them because they feel like a brush and compressed air, and a chemical works better. Other people feel like maybe a Tornador with hot water works great. Other people find that a steamer actually does what it needs to do, and they swear by it. So I kind of look at it as you have a bolt that you need to take off, and you've got a crescent wrench, you've got a socket wrench, you've got a ratchet, and you've got a socket ratchet. They're all going to get the bolt off. Which one's going to do it the easiest? And that is really partial to whoever is using each tool. yes, there's one or two that are like, you have to do this, but there are others that'll do it quite well. Some people may just enjoy better. So I'd kind of categorize it the same way.
Fun extra thing. I will be getting the first of that series of videos out today. I just need to make the thumbnail for it, finish up the description, then I'll be posting it probably a little while after this Q&A is over.
It's titled Anthony's Steam Bath.
Actually, I called it Resale Detail for fun.
Okay,
Whoa.
good.
But yeah, so
Quirky.
one important thing that everybody should know, kind of the point of the series is just to show if you take a car that's looking a little tired and you take the time or you have someone detail it for you, that small expense will end up netting you usually a lot more than you would have made on the car otherwise when selling it. And in this case, I'm happy to report the car did sell, and it sold for $1,700 more than anyone thought it would.
Boom.
So I would say our little detail adventure fixing that thing up was more than worth it.
Yeah.
Did an employee buy it?
No,
Excellent.
it was a couple
Great.
that Gabe knew. Of
Perfect.
all people,
Oh,
and even
wow.
then he didn't know them. He just happened to catch up with them
All
when he
the
put it
better.
on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah,
There you go.
all the
So-
better.
Nice.
It actually worked.
All right, Aaron is studying for his DMV test. Wish me luck. I'm planning to get it late June.
Awesome,
All
man.
right.
Look
Good
out,
luck,
world.
good luck.
Aaron's going to be
Yeah.
on the road.
Yep.
Look out!
Glassworks Garage, since the Optimum Car Wax is a blend of carnauba and polymers, will it turn hydrophobic once applied?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Yeah. There's a-
Yeah, it will, man. And if you just spray it on a surface and leave it, it'll turn to concrete.
the
It bonds
big,
that hard.
Wow.
The big reason behind Optimum Car Wax is the UV inhibitors. That's a big reason you would want to use that over some other products. So it seems similar.
Nice.
There's a patent on it and everything.
Oh. All right, Edmund says, Greg, I'm not trying to be mean. It's just a fact that
called it.
every guy I know who loves F11 is over 50. By the way, I'm 51. My friends under my age range don't like it.
Boom.
I think it just has
Called
to do
it.
with
Knew Ed was older than that.
how tuned in people are with a given community. And
Yeah.
you just find that to be the case. Like the people who spend more time on YouTube may be less inclined to do that because they've seen how much skepticism is out there. Whereas the people who just see it as an ad for something else, they just want to watch a car show and it pops up in front of it. Yeah, you might be swayed more towards, oh, man, I should buy it. So,
Exactly.
Yep.
All right, Ben says, would it be a good idea to advertise my detailing to my high school teachers? It's a side job, but I'm finding it hard to get customers. My prices are literally half of all local detailers, by the way.
Levi can speak to this.
He's yawning. He actually can't.
Oh.
Yes. Ben, if I was your age and I was doing this on the side, I would have done that in a heartbeat. Make a little flyer and hand it out to all your school teachers and just let them know that that's there. And even if they don't do it, hopefully they can like tell their friends. You've also got to remember, I did this in like, there was no internet. There was, but it was still very young. And
Wasn't really working for this.
not
sort of
everybody had emails.
Thing. No.
And not everybody got on their computer. So I'm thinking of doing this like the old school way where you have no way to show pictures or anything like that. And you're going to be going and getting a single black and white copy from Kinko's to do this. But honestly, this is old school. Get your name out. You've got to do what's called word of mouth. It's the same way that marketing has been done for years, but it's literally you go to your customers, you give potential customers a flyers to show your services and make it really nice. Don't handwrite it, type it out, make it very clear, very concise, give them like 2 or 3 choices and keep it simple, keep it easy. Give it to them and just say, "Hey, I'm trying to earn some money for this." Give them a reason as to why you're trying to earn money. You know, it's not because you want to buy this or buy that. Maybe it's because this is what you're doing because you're saving up for school, or people will find a way to pay for this service of yours. The goal is that you do good enough. You get 1 of 10 of those teachers to give you a car to do.
That's all you
You
need.
do that car for that teacher. That teacher will come back and go, "Hey, so I had Ben do my car the other day. That was awesome." And they're all like, "Oh yeah, I got my flyer. Maybe we'll do that."
And that's
Then
when the
they do
real
that.
value kicks in.
Or that teacher goes, "Yeah, you can detail my car. My wife's car or my husband's car
Yeah.
needs done. Why don't you do that?" And then they still tell the teachers, and the teachers hear, and they're like, oh my gosh, that sounds great. And it goes around, and it goes around. Next thing you know, you've got 10 customers
It's
that are going to pay you.
Trust you establish.
You've got to get that one. And so you've always got to remember it. It's like they used to say.
Game.
Well, and so like when I was trying to start the business, like the number one rule that you hear when you're trying to start do you know what the number one rule is when you're trying to start a business and you need to borrow money? What you're going to hear? What are you going to hear?
Oh, I'm asking you.
If you're borrowing money, what do you think you're going to hear? Come to me with a business plan, got everything set up.
You got to have a business plan. You got to make sure you have a way to pay it back. You got to make sure that you, hopefully for your sake, make more than enough to pay it back.
The first bank you go to, you're going to get a no.
Oh, yeah.
Doesn't matter how perfect your business plan, doesn't matter how perfect it is, they're going to say no.
If you're planning on doing anything vaguely entrepreneurial,
you gotta
expect to be told no a few times.
They're
Unless it's
tell
Idaho
you
Central Credit Union because they're angels.
Yeah. This is brought to you by. No,
they're pretty great, actually.
No, but they will tell you, most banks, especially if you're coming to them with a loan for $10,000 or $20,000, are going to tell you no. Yeah. If you're going to come up to them with a loan for $100,000, they're going to tell you no. But basically what you're telling these customers at your school, pay me $100 to clean your car. They're going to tell you no. There is going to be one person. So just like those banks that are going to go, you're going to go through 20 banks, and every single entrepreneur I've talked to that had to borrow money had to go through at least 10 different banks before they got a yes.
Raise your chair up.
This thing keeps coming down.
Yeah.
They said no. And it wasn't until that first bank, remember your parents had the same issue. Yep. They had banks that got confused and didn't know what to do.
Well, they
didn't understand. I don't understand how you're going to make money selling towels on the internet. What do you mean you've got YouTube celebrities? But it wasn't
that doesn't just happen.
No, but it wasn't until they started going and they were like, oh, wow, other banks came to them, right? That's how it goes. It's the same way as the teachers. You get that one teacher that loves your work. They're going to tell all their friends or all the other teachers, and those teachers are going to have it. Mm-hmm. And this may carry you through the summer, but get it done now before school's out. Mm-hmm. So that way you can at least get it started. And worst case scenario, man, you're going to be working through the week, evenings and weekends for the rest of next year. Yeah. So, and I mean, but Ben, we can talk about this more when you come see us.
This is the detailing equivalent of the kid who mows lawns. Most people know a guy who, got a pickup truck, threw a lawnmower in the back of it, and said, I'm going to go ask people, knock on their doors, and see if they want me to mow their lawn.
Yeah.
And you could do that with detailing,
I have a buddy who did that, and he's 60.
Yeah.
He retired from his print shop, said, I really like mowing lawns. Mm-hmm. His favorite thing, he said, his most relaxing bit when he come home was riding around on his lawnmower with his headphones in, listening to yodeling.
So you just clarified. You said riding around on his lawnmower.
He's a 60-year-old man.
Yeah, what I'm getting
but
at
I'm just
is
saying,
when you're a kid who has to push the mower around.
I know, but it's the same. But it's the same thing.
If I had a ride mower, I'd probably be like, "Hey."
I'd be like, "Who
no,
wants
but he did like. But it's the same thing. He had a truck, not a new truck, an old truck.
Yeah.
And he had a bigger truck and a little truck, and the bigger truck he used for hauling hay, and he had goats and chickens and stuff at his house. But he had a riding lawnmower, and he said, I love listening to my headphones. I Pandora Swedish yodeling, and I ride around.
That is concerning.
He goes, I ride around in my yard, and I listen to that. He goes, and that's how I would relax when I come home from my print shop. Right?
I don't like
so
that.
I'm like, I'm listening to this like, do tell more, Robbie. Like, come on, tell me more there, buddy.
Now,
come on, Rudy, get it.
The distinction here is,
but
if you're doing the detailing equivalent of that, the vehicle you pull up in, you might want it to be clean.
True, but what he did was he went made a flyer, called it Rudy's Lawn Care.
Yeah,
literally just peppered the neighborhood because he owned a print shop.
Yep.
The last thing he did before he sold his company was make about 100 flyers.
Genius.
Yeah.
Oof.
But he made those little flyers, and it literally just said, like, it was a clip art of a lawnmower and some grass, and Rudy's, and just like varsity lettering.
Arrow points
Rudy's,
up this guy.
Yeah, Rudy's Lawn Care, and his phone number.
Yeah.
And quotes upon free quotes, and that was it. Now all he does is on Tuesdays and Wednesdays he mows lawns.
Perfect.
He drinks a large Diet Dr. Pepper
whips it.
Yep,
Oh,
and just
man.
whips his hair back and forth and listens to his yodeling. And every once in a while, I get a free yard mowing out of it
Oh,
because
nice.
he's mowing all the neighbors around me.
Like,
So
I'll
he
get
just
you
like
too.
hits mine.
Nice.
So
Oh my
like
gosh.
I usually Wednesday mornings I try and clear the yard just in
Yeah.
case. Like,
All
hey
right.
Rudy, look at my yard.
We got a lot of
So
comments to catch
point
up
is
on.
though,
I have to.
get your flyer, tell your teachers, get them
Refill.
going. Do like Dane said, it's like the kid with the lawnmower and the truck, just threw it in the back and started making money. No one can tell you, there are going to be a ton of people that are going to tell you no, but there's no law that says you can't do that by asking your teachers. So
If somebody has a no soliciting sign, don't solicit.
at their desk.
No, I mean at their door,
Anyway,
at their house.
yeah, that doesn't stop anybody anymore. But,
I know it doesn't really stop them, but like I'm not gonna be that guy.
Oh, you're not. I'm just saying there's people that are. But the biggest thing is just do it. Like, don't just do it. You're going to be better for it, and you're not going to lose anything. If you, like, worst case scenario, none of them want to do it. Okay, we'll go into the next group. So just keep it up, man. All right, Glossworks Garage. How many cars can you do with a 17-ounce bottle of Optimum car wax? That is a lot of cars.
That's right. Adam
gonna-
Thurman clears it up.
A lot. Lol. A little Optimum car wax goes a long way.
Truth.
Han says he might end up in the trunk or boot, never be heard from again to Focus RS if he hitchhikes from
Yeah, careful there, Hansi.
from the Netherlands all the way. You could talk to Patrick and Ed and see if you could catch a ride in the car with them and see what's going on. So Ben says, does Optimum Car Wax do a better job if I wash with O&R, dry with a normal drying towel, then once the whole car is washed and dried, I apply Optimum Car Wax instead of... Yes. You're going to get a better, stronger coat of car wax.
Now, if you don't like doing extra steps, you could just use Optimum Wash and Wax. It's the same.
You
car
could,
wax.
you could, yeah, yep,
Although an independent layer of wax will last longer. So
yeah. Focus RS says Han sounds like the start of the Hangover rag company in Europe, right?
oh, no.
Fletcher, how long did it take you all to feel efficient at detailing? Well, since it's only me in this room to answer that question, I'm going to say I never felt efficient. I've never felt efficient. I've always felt that I'm too slow and that there needs to be a better way. Now, you put me in with other detailers and you may go, man, you are the fastest. You are super efficient. I will tell you there are people that are far faster and quicker and better detailers than myself.
It's all relative.
But I will tell you, I've never felt efficient. I've always felt like there's got to be a better way to do this. There's got to be a faster way. There's got to be a quicker way. We've got to make it cheaper. We've got to make it, and that was something me and Matt always talked about. Matt Ward from Lupo Auto Spa. We would discuss that like all day. We go to lunch and we just talk about how do we get faster at this? How do we get faster at that? My problem was my body started to slow me down. So I couldn't go as fast without damaging something or pulling something or tearing something or something like that. So I've always looked at that because that's just how I'm wired.
Yeah.
So I look at it when I get in a car, take for instance, like I look at everything in an efficient use or an efficient way. Dane and I joke that him and his dad write long answers back to people while I write 1-2 word answers back to people.
Yep. And
My
the
thing
people
is
end
I
up
never
walking
want to
away.
confuse anybody, so I just say yes or no, and then I'll give them a reason as to why if they need it. But 90% of the time I will just say yes or no because 90% of the questions are a yes or no question if you read it properly.
You're brutally efficient.
But and I try to do that stuff on everything just because that's how I'm wired. But like I get in a car, I check my rear view mirror right off the bat. I put my seatbelt on. I turn the car. I get the AC going, and I check my mirrors. And music is something I will have somebody else do for me, or I won't do it at all. And 90% of the time, I drive quiet in the car, or I already have my headphones in, have one headphone in, and I'm already playing a podcast, and I listen to headphones while I drive. Or I have it Bluetooth. All my cars have Bluetooth in them now. So my phones automatically pair and my phone automatically starts playing whatever podcast or thing I'm listening to. And that's how I do it. Also, having headphones in isn't bad because people who are
you're gonna school me on
Dane.
that because I hear and I'm like immediately ambulance.
Right,
I don't hear them.
Dane,
I don't know.
Dane,
Yes.
people can drive
Yeah.
that have
Yes.
that are deaf.
Yeah.
Deaf people can have driver's license and they don't hear anything.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying I'm not going out of my way
Yeah.
to.
I understand what you're saying. You don't want to inhibit that kind
it's
of
sensory
things.
deprivation
Right.
at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna go out there, but having more senses available.
Dane
to
likes
you
to use all
when
his
you
senses
have
when he
them
drives.
is a good thing. Now I'll play loud
But,
music, but I'll still know when there's
Right,
an
but
ambulance
90%
or
of the
a
time
police
you'll
car.
either hear it or you'll see it, which is why there are lights and strobes.
Yeah.
The lights are designed to distract you, so if you do look in your rear mirror, you will see the flashing of the lights. So that will be your notification.
So what I'm getting from this is you look at this.
No,
in
I
ter-
look at driving. I look at everything. So like getting in a car, I don't waste. Like you've been in the car with me. I'm putting my
Yeah.
seatbelt on, cars in reverse, and I'm already backing
Yeah.
up. Like that's how I just am.
But I'm saying for viewers,
Like-
you look at like headphones on while driving the same way other people. Well, actually, the same way that you look at wearing a watch or a belt while you detail a car.
yeah,
Yeah, because some people see that and they freak out.
mine's called muscle memory.
Yes.
I've been doing a watch and a
I would trust
belt
him to detail my car
and a
wearing
ring.
a bunch of jewelry, and he'd be just fine.
because I've trained my body to not worry about that stuff because I needed to work around it.
But I still say that the headphones
But you're right.
thing
No,
scares me.
there are
What
people.
did I miss?
So there are people though that won't like. So my guys all wore Carhartts, flat front Carhartts with the rivets and all that stuff, and people are like, "I can't believe you guys would detail cars wearing black Carhartts." It was like, well, they're warm, so in the winter they're great. 2, they still looked fashionable for my guys. 3, I'd hear people go, "You should wear sweatpants." So only the softest material rubs on the car. And I go,
Microfiber
Yeah, right?
detailing suit.
So here's my deal.
They want you in a freaking
If,
Eagle
onesie.
if you're
detailing
rubbing
suit.
no, if you're rubbing your junk on the front of the car, you need to step back.
Then you have your own problem.
You shouldn't even, your body should never, the only things that come in contact with the car at all are the palms of your hands.
I just want to tell people.
And if you can't teach your body to not have your watch rub against the, like if you're like, I just, like nobody wipes that way.
Side note.
Nobody wipes that way. And if you do, I'm sorry.
For our Australian friends,
Yes.
there is a car care brand down there. We have no affiliation with them. I've just seen their videos, and it cracks me up every time I do. Called Bowden's Own. And Bowden's Own, they have, well, a very tongue-in-cheek sense of humor.
Oh,
so
I
a lot
like
of their
this.
stuff is
I
very
like
dry
this.
humor.
I'm going to
But
check it out.
I won't spoil it for you. Just go over to Bowden's Own's YouTube page. Tell them like we sent you because we
Yeah.
thought it was funny. Check out some of their videos, and you will be amazed because the onesie, well, like their April Fool's videos, onesie rubbing up on the car. Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Drop bear towel. Like they have all kinds of stuff. It's
Yeah.
great.
Now,
So-
I am the guy that if you've got a wallet chain, and I'm not going to hate, I had a wallet chain for a number of years, that you get rid of. And I got rid of, I never wore mine when I worked because that thing, you can't control a swinging chain.
What
No,
about
there's
what
enough
about
distance I can
studded
get.
glow in the dark belts?
I never wore studded glow-in-the-dark belts. But
Well-
again, it is, if it's attached to your body, you shouldn't be rubbing your body on the car. That's all I'm saying.
He's just trying to make it clear that even if he looked like he worked checkout at a Spencer's, he would still be okay detailing a car.
Spencer's.
Oh, I like that. Yeah.
What's Spencer's?
I didn't even
Dane?
go for the low-hanging
Puka-
fruit hot
puka
topic. I
shells.
went straight to Spencer's.
Puka shells. That's right.
Yes. Oh,
Puka shell
wow, we are
necklace.
Don't talk to
stereotyping
Dane
hard. Okay.
about
All right.
puka shells.
Get my-
Let's move right
get my,
along.
get my
Oh,
tips
man.
bleached, my
Ah,
hair.
no.
Back in the day. Okay.
Listen to
We
some
won't talk about
Smash
that,
Mouth.
Dane.
We have a ton of comments
All
we
right.
need to catch up on.
What point of the wash process can white vinegar be added to clean microfiber towels? During the rinse cycle, relentless. TJ Sands says, that was an amazing explanation on the longing towels. Thank you. I think I might chalk this one up and blame it on the wife and have an excuse to buy a new batch of lol. That's true for
Linting
splitting
towels,
towels, linting towels.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
Hawkman239, can you use bead maker as a clay lube? Rennie Doyle says you can.
I don't doubt that it has the lubricity. I just don't think you
I
want to be
wouldn't-
using a
yeah,
sealant.
just so you know.
I wouldn't.
lubricity.
Yeah.
But
I
Rennie
wouldn't
says
recommend.
Rennie says you can. So
Can
just-
you? Should you? Different question.
Yeah.
Yes.
Adam says Optimum Car Wax very hydrophobic. I love topping Car Wax bead maker to give it a good year's worth or so of protection. Northside Detailing says yes. Glassparency. Sorry, autocorrect. Sorry for taking so long, but yes, Glassparency is a good product and a good company and a good coating. Also, fun fact: it was originally designed for showers. and windows.
Yeah, they
So,
probably install
for
it
houses.
on way more showers in houses and buildings than they do on cars.
Yep.
I would.
But it's a great product for cars.
Yeah.
So
Aaron says it's robotics.
nice.
Oh, okay, that's what the
Nice.
programming was for. I actually
Yeah,
took robotics
dig
in
it.
high school, so I
That's
know what you're
crazy.
talking about.
We need to get your brother in on this, and
Yeah.
he can.
Oh
help
yeah,
out.
my brother would totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Miguel Kahuna, my car has a ceramic coating. I plan to use Beadmaker's drying aid after my O&R and regular washes. I plan to apply an SiO2 spray sealant every 6 months. Won't Beadmaker be a barrier preventing the SiO2 sealant from replenishing the coating with SiO2? If you're using Beadmaker regularly, Miguel, you technically do not need to use an SiO2 refresh because the Beadmaker will be the one taking the brunt of the damage, not the coating. Now, if you are not using Beadmaker weekly, then yes, I recommend doing that. So,
And Beadmaker's been shown multiple times to have benefits of being over a coating.
yep. So, Paul Foreman says the wife at work, kids in bed, only one thing to do on a Thursday night. Yeah,
hey.
buddy, that sounds good. Enjoy it. Tone Zors. Hey, team, just got back from the first reading of Dane's Christmas Memory.
Oh.
It's coming along nicely. Alternate title may be Great Dane's Christmas, but focus groups aren't liking the dog connection.
Ugh.
Well, he doesn't. Maybe if you had a Great Dane, but
Well, I think we just need to.
Callie's a good-sized dog, though.
But we
She's a
need-
Great Pyrenees.
We need to
Yeah.
John Wick it, and then people will
Ooh.
really care about the
Oh
dogs.
yeah. Oh my gosh. That would be
I don't
so
want
sad.
your dog, any
what
dogs
if you
to
woke
die.
up?
Neither do I.
What if you woke up? What if like in your head? I pictured it as one day, like you were just here at work, but when you left work, like when you walked out of your room, like an entire year had passed.
Whoa.
Like how you walked out. That's how I was picturing the whole story.
Mm-hmm.
And then what if Callie had died when you came home
I'd be so sad.
as a twist? Not only
Why?
would the other stuff be happening, but also Callie would be gone.
I would spend the rest
feel
of the
like
movie
that would be-
punishing time.
I
Yeah.
feel like that
punishing
would
me.
be a John Wick situation for
Yeah,
That
you
would.
in that sense.
He would go off.
Yeah.
But I'm fighting an intangible. I'm fighting time. Like it's a difficult.
You'd want to know.
concept.
You'd wonder why. Why were you chosen in that circle?
Well, I
Yeah.
need
None
to
of us were
enlist the help
affected.
of Keanu Reeves to help me with
I think
like
you would.
tackling such a big topic.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's
Ed
deep.
says a real letter from Pepsi, like a written wedding invitation, equals classy, unlike Evites.
Better than a card that
Retweet.
moans.
So my mom literally asked. She was like, "What was the song that card was playing? I couldn't
wasn't
hear
playing
it."
a
And I was like,
song.
"Well, it was the song of love, two people going at it." And my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't know that's what it was."
That's why we were all
Aw.
reacting. Well,
Cochinos.
yeah.
That's what she said. She called him a cochino. Which
you can
is,
thank Anthony for that. It
it's-
sounds like Morgan, you were in on the joke too. I
I
had no
was.
idea that
You
was
didn't?
happening. No,
See, I wanted.
Apparently my
I wanted
dad even
to.
knew, and I didn't know.
Yeah, they
anything
did
about
because
it.
obviously we had to let them know
we
because
knew that.
we didn't want any issues. But the original plan was to set up a GoPro in Levi's office and just leave it on his desk so
no.
that he would be in there alone. And it would be funnier because then we would get his
Still
So
wish
you walk by and
reaction.
like, what's going on?
You
in
should have
there, buddy?
included a picture of them
Oh,
to make it a real invitation.
Yeah, but yeah, we were gonna
So that would have been
we were
funny.
gonna record it and make a funny video, but the opportunity came and we just
That's all right.
You
It's
know?
perfect.
You went
It
for it.
presented itself.
yep.
All right. Memories of a Christmas Dane is still my fave. Formula One fan, my blue van should be a deep glossy blue. It's pale blue-gray. I have a polisher and some pads. What should I buff it with to renovate the paint? It is a van and not my car.
sounds chalky.
Sounds chalky. Sounds oxidized.
Is it single stage or does it have a clear
Yeah.
on it?
If
That
you
would-
can rub it with your thumb and a little bit of spit and it brightens, then it's single stage and you can get it back out. If you lick your thumb, wipe it, and nothing happens, then it's just clear coat and you got to try and shine the clear.
Yeah. You can get more clarity out of the clear, but you can't.
Yeah, you're going to
necessarily
get more
improve the
clarity, but you
color.
might not improve the color because the
Yeah.
color would have faded.
Yeah.
Glassworks Garage, Adam Thurman, thanks. I'm looking to replace the paste wax from Chemical Guys to sell something faster to use, but good to the customer.
Yeah.
Dude, that is the fastest way you're going to save some time and money is by switching to Optimum Car Wax.
Oh yeah.
Seriously,
Yeah.
it's so easy to use.
Alex Parkinson says, am I cheating on TRC if I purchase Esoteric red twist towels from Esoteric? I'm going to say no. I also use that towel to dry my car at home. I have one.
I've never used that.
It's
Oh.
It's basically a 20 by 40 twist and shout,
Yeah.
but it's red
Oh.
with a black suede edge. Very nice.
Very
nice towel.
manly.
It's a very nice towel. Matches all my Dragos.
He said he's addicted to red and black.
Yeah.
Well, then there he goes.
Not a problem, Alex. We hear you. Those are the
Don't blame
two most popular colors for microfiber and also the two hardest colors to manufacture, just so you know.
Very interesting
All right.
facts. Luke wants to know, how much do you charge for a one-step and gloss coat?
Well, Luke, so what I do is whatever you're going to charge for a one step, add $150 for the gloss coat. That's what I do. So usually, if you're doing a one step and gloss coat, $300, $350 exterior only. If you're going to do two steps and gloss coat, try and get yourself up to about $500, and then throw in an interior for like $100. That way you can try and get in that number.
There you
Because
go.
it's easier to go like, well, I'm going to do this, 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 $500. And if you want me to do the interior, besides just doing a quick vacuum and windows, you want actual detail,
Yeah.
I'll do it for $100. And they're like, oh, okay, $600. So
There you go.
that's the way to do it. That's what I like doing. Or any detail that you're doing, add it on for $150. Even if they are doing like, oh, I just want an one step and an interior. You're like, all right, well,
Yeah.
we're probably $300 there.
Upsale.
I'll say a gloss coat, 2-year coating, $150 extra.
Yeah.
It'll last you 2 years, and they're like, oh, okay, that's great. Yeah, sweet. So do that.
That works.
Alkaline Toe Pat wants to know if bead maker can be used on soft tops.
Depends on the soft top. If it's fabric, no. If it's vinyl, yes.
There you go.
Nice.
How do I know when to need to use a less fine grade of clay? What grade do most people buy? How do I know when I need to use a less fine? No, you
people-
stop at fine.
most
You shouldn't
people
need to
use
even use it past that.
Yeah, if you're using something less than fine, if you're using a medium grade clay, you're using something quite aggressive. Yeah. Tunzors, would you pre-wash pearl weaves before using to level gloss coat? Oh, yeah, gotcha. Yeah, you want to wash your towels regardless of what they are. Just when you get new towels, just as a general precaution, wash them, right? I mean, that's the move. Alkaline top hat. Morgan, what does your hat say?
My hat says, honey.
Honey. Okay.
No, there's no meaning behind it. I don't even think it's a brand. It's just,
It just feels like it's taunting.
yeah.
Yeah. Now,
What?
Philip Van Boeven here.
Oh, Dane's going to go off here.
Yeah, here we go. Car talk. Now
Ugh.
we're talking. Yeah. Well, although you can speak to this too.
I can.
So, Dane, I have a 97 E36 M3 with 160,000 miles. What 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive would you consider to replace it? I love the car, just getting old, is what I assume he's saying. Now, there are a few different ways you can go about it. If you have an E36 and you clearly like the driving dynamics that a BMW offers, question here is, has reliability been good for you? It differs for different people. I mean, you hear about Vanos, you hear about all this different stuff being a case. And I will say, it really depends on where you are too, right? Like, if you're in Europe, you have a lot of interesting options. You can get, like, TVRs and cool stuff over there that we don't get here.
Yeah.
As far as, like, 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive cars go, man, if I could get a Cigaris, that would be cool. But not the
So
point.
weird, Dane.
Yeah, but, Dane cars. So, at any rate, he's asking for a 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive replacement for an E36. So, was the E36 because you went that route because it was cheaper than like an E46 or an E92, something like that? Or did you get it because you like the E36, you like the way it looks? Because I definitely know people who've done it both ways.
Yep.
Without knowing your budget, it's hard to say what to steer you towards because if you're on the lower end of the price spectrum, then a lot of people end up going, like G35, G37, 350Z, 370Z. Those are going to be on the more, I'd say, affordable side of the replacement stuff, especially 350s. You seen how cheap those are? Just looking for, maybe kind of a clapped out model, but you can get parts for them. It's not hard.
Yeah. But if
There's
you
a
want to
lot of
stay
stuff
like
out there.
similar,
Yeah, but if you're staying there, I mean, and somebody's gonna say V6 Mustang. I know at some point, and you know what? Newer V6 Mustangs are a lot better than older V6 Mustangs. All
But
things considered.
in a
However,
similar price range, if I'm assuming
if he's looking for a
Stay
direct
Euro.
replacement for his E36, if he wants to stay Euro, E46 makes sense.
Yeah.
But I do hear things about the rear subframes. You want to get that reinforced, stuff like
Yes.
that.
Which at this point in time, most E46s do have that
Yeah.
done.
Now,
Taking all my weight off.
if it's me,
What are you doing?
if it's me getting a BMW, I want to stay 6-cylinder rear-wheel drive. I would not get an E46. While they're cool, you know what I do? I get the clown shoe. I get the Z3 M Coupe.
Ugh,
Yep.
Dane, that's so weird.
Or I would get a Z4 M Coupe.
187.6.
Look at this guy, down from 193.
194.
Oh, 194. All right. Well, I'll go check it out. I've been losing weight too, so this is good.
I'm gonna sneeze.
Any rate, I could go all day on a topic like this, but basically, when you ask me, you're going to get a particular answer. If I'm in Europe,
you.
I'm looking at old TVRs. I realize that's not a
Bless you
particularly
again.
reliable
Thank you.
thing,
Morgan,
but then again,
I
you had a
think your brain's on the
BMW. I'm just
floor
taking
over
you
there.
further
Just
down
came
that
out.
rabbit hole. So, just saying. I like the straight six rear-wheel drive configurement, though. That's cool.
Sneezed it right out.
Any rate, I hope that helps.
So how
yeah.
many questions do we have to get through in the next 20 minutes? Because
We've got a lot, so now we
Okay,
gotta power.
so we're gonna power
Jay
through.
We're gonna
Davis.
power
All
through.
right,
I
here
get
we go.
distracted.
All right.
Bear's
Levi's
coming
been
back
off on
in.
tangents too, though.
All right, here we go.
25, he says. Okay.
By the way, protected by gloss coat. Okay. Alex Sanchez, I follow all directions for applying optimum tire protection coating, and still my tires are not shiny. I used a Pearl Weave towel. I washed 3 times with Power Clean and let the tire dry. What's going on? Alex, you need to get a hold of Optimum, Opticoat.com, Ivan at Opticoat.com, or Adam at Opticoat.com and talk to them. What we have been finding is that folks who use Opticoat's OptiBond tire gel have issues with tire coating if it's ever been on there in the first place. So get a hold of them, let them know what's up. Alkaline top head, here we go. We got to see what Dane's at. 237.6. Is that good, Dane?
I thought you gave up, Dane.
He did
I
for
mean,
like a
I-
day.
Or was that
Considering
a
I've been eating
temporarily
he
midlife crisis?
He did for a day.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna this weekend when I go and meet my buddies.
Ooh, 245 to start. You're down to 237, Dane. Good job.
It's not
Nice.
nothing.
That's awesome.
I'm a big dude, so.
All right. What differences have you seen between PNS Inspiration and G-Technic CSL-EXO?
Nothing. I haven't seen either of them comparable to each other because I haven't gotten to use G-Technic CSL XO. So that's why. Wait for Ryzen 3000 series before building a PC coming this July. David M. I think that's for Aaron.
Yeah.
Brian G. So is hot water extractor or steamer better or same? Brian, I think they're about the same, but a steamer is more useful than a hot water extractor. However, hot water extractor, if you can get a smaller one, it works great for when you have situations where you need to extract.
And if you're in a shop, you're probably gonna use.
And if you're in a shop, you might as well just get an extractor.
Yeah.
Nice.
Aaron says E3 is going to be lit this year. Can't wait for the new COD. That means cash on delivery for all you youngins.
Oh.
Cash on
Not
delivery.
an accounting course, Levi.
So
And now I'm just picturing an old person writing a check in the checkout line at the grocery store.
Oh, the worst.
Oh. Oh, wait.
We're just that's PTSD for me. No. All right,
Dan Pfeiffer.
Word up.
it's up,
Always.
Dave.
We were all supposed to say it together.
Oh.
Ready? Word,
Word up from
Minneapolis.
It's Saturday night. Oh, wait.
All right, Dane, that's all you, buddy. G.
Yeah.
Davis.
G. Davis. For those in Paramus, Dane and I will be doing a meet and greet at Wig Her Please Ladies Hair Salon on Friday, June 14th from 5 to 7 p.m. None of that is true, but you know what? I love it anyway. G. Davis, you
it's probably
never
a real
fail.
place in
It's-
Paramus.
He probably
That's
looked
the
up a
best.
real place in
Oh,
Paramus and
gosh,
decided
so
to make
good.
that like an official sounding
So good.
thing.
I can't wait to spend the day with G. Davis. It's
I
going
don't
to
know
be great.
what to do with this guy, but he's fun. We'll give
Yep.
him
It's
that.
It's going to be
Yep.
good stuff.
All right. Killian Sten 614 says, I'm new to this channel. I just wanted to know how to approach a dealership about detailing services.
Literally
All right.
approach the detailer. Approach a dealership. Basically, what you're going to look for is their used car manager or reconditioning manager. So first things first is I would call and ask to talk to the used car manager or their reconditioning manager and let them know about yourself. Then come in with a pricing guide and really make sure you set yourself up. Also, I always recommend to do the first one for free, just so you can set a baseline and go, this is
The
what
work
I
I
here.
do.
Here you go. Here's what I do, and then this is my pricing. let me do one for free. Here's all my
Don't
insurance. Here's all my
let them
stuff.
make you do it a second or third time.
No, do it once and just go, this way we know, and make sure everybody's clear. This is my baseline. If you want me to do this, this is what it costs. If you want me to do this, this is what it costs. Make sure you set yourself up, because a dealership is very, very good at going, well, we're going to give you 40 cars a month.
Yeah.
Could you do them for $100 each and do a full correction and full interior detail?
And
We
you're
want-
Engine
paying
bay.
how
We want
many
3
guys?
steps. We want an
Oh.
engine bay. We want all that. And if you
I
could
bet
make sure you do that.
You're not going to get it.
So you need to set yourself up a price. So I always did I did a full interior. I did a 1-step polish on the outside. It was only to make it clean and shiny. I'd do a wash and clay and a 1-step on the exterior. And then we did a spray sealant like OptiSeal or Optimum Car Wax. Actually, when Optimum Car Wax came out, that was probably our godsend to be able to have that product, because it was so fast. And then I charged $150. Because that was market price for the area. I was just a little high, but I was still, I was able to compete against the other guys. My cars just looked better than the normal standard dealership style stuff, and they recognized it. Also, I'd recommend talking to some of the fancier detailers or dealers. The Audi dealership, the BMW dealership, the Volvo dealership, Jag, Land Rover,
Don't let
Acura.
yourself get stuck in a race to the bottom where someone's only concern, or a dealership's only concern, is how cheap can you do it, because those aren't people you're going to want to end up dealing with on a regular basis.
One of my favorite
You're gonna be
accounts,
miserable.
one of my best and favorite accounts of all time, was the BMW dealership here in Boise. All their used cars were perfect. They were all BMWs, pre-owned, certified. They were all super clean, easy to do. Never had a heavy issue with taking care of them.
Yeah.
And I am friends with the general manager and friends with their service manager, and still friends with both of them, even though I don't detail anymore. Like, I'm still good friends. As a matter of fact, Rafa's wife came in the other day to pick up some stuff. So
Yep. Buy a
for
lot of
him.
our stuff.
So and get in with them, because they start to learn. Rafa started learning about Optimum and had me come in and teach their detail shop how to do do rinseless and how to do some of the easier wash, clay, and waxes and stuff that they were already doing in their detail shop, but needed help. And it was being able to do that for them that went a long ways in keeping that business for myself. And like, I know for a fact I could probably call him up and go, hey, I need a car to do, and he would still give me one even though I'm out of my garage. I'd probably need to show like a business license and proof and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, like, I have that relationship that well.
Yeah.
But it's because I came into that. That was my first account by myself on my own, was getting that account. And I stuck to my guns because I'd done so much dealer work for so many years for my boss that I absolutely hated it at the time, because I knew we were getting screwed.
You proved you could stand up on your own 2 feet.
Yeah, I was like, no, this is how we're doing it.
Yeah.
So best way, just be yourself. Stand firm and don't give too much. They'll take a lot if you're
know
not
your
careful.
limits.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hans says he already talked to Patrick. They have too much gear in their car. Lol. I'm sorry, Hans. But yeah, Birmingham, take a train is the easiest way.
That's
So
not
Birmingham to Coventry, or take a taxi. Piece of cake. Delphine, after I got new paint on my boot, I can wax it right away. But no bead maker before 8 weeks. No iron mover on the car. No stripper wash either. No. Just be careful. Fresh paint is fresh paint. So just be careful. Stripper wash is fine. It's not going to hurt anything, but I don't know why you need to put stripper wash on the car, until it's all cured. I just use like a wash and wax seal, like spray on it is what I would do. Christopher Horton, if your customer comes with some scratching and marring in very localized places, right rear door bumper and hood, but they have an 8-month-old ceramic coating from somebody else, what would you do? Talk to the customer and find out what's going on, because do they want you to fix it, or do they want the company that installed the ceramic coating to fix it? Third party that caused damage is paying for the damage repair but won't pay for a new full ceramic coat. So that's up to the coating. Find out what coating they have and what they're doing, because you needed to have them, especially if they're warranted. Get involved with that company and let them know what's going on. So John Boren, are traditional all-in-one paste wax is obsolete? No, John,
No.
they are not. Paste wax technology has grown leaps and bounds. It's still an awesome product. It's still a beautiful product and something that I find extremely therapeutic. So I am still a fan of paste waxes. The key is to watch out with where they're, what's in them, how they flash, how they change. The ones that stay wet really long are still really good.
They're not
because
all
they're not
created
off-gassing. Everything's different.
Yeah.
I've got a few of my favorites that I will divulge later in the future.
There's some good ones out there.
So
All
Bowden Zone products are pretty legit. For off-the-shelf available products at auto stores, they are the best. Some of their stuff would rival dealer-centric products.
Never
Detailing.
tried them, but I believe it just based on what I've heard. Plus, I mean, they sold me on their videos alone. Like, those are hilarious. Dude's got a sense of humor.
Ed Iverson says, genius marketing idea, Eagle Edgeless Detailers onesie. Long
Yes.
sleeve for winter, sleeveless for summer.
Heck
Edmund,
Hell
look
yeah.
above, check out Bowden Zone, watch their video with him in the onesie. It's some funny,
Shorty Boy says, don't ruin it for me. I'm watching it tomorrow, lol.
Oh, he's talking about John Wick.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we won't ruin it for you. But,
AOJ.
You'll like it.
AOJ.
Oh, that's you.
AOJ
Morgan.
says,
Oh.
question, if there's a ceramic coating on the paint, can EXO from G-Technic be applied for top coating? I don't know. Get a hold of G-Technic and find out from them.
Yeah, that's a question for them.
Alkaline Top Hat. Do coatings age well? More narrowly, how does PS Inspiration age? Will there be a point years down the road where they'll have to deal with splotches that look bad after recoating? I don't know, Alkaline Top Hat, but I've got about 18 months into my coating Inspiration on my car, and it looks just fine.
On the
so,
red Camry,
yeah.
right?
Yep. So, Chris Marcio, have you ever guys been to San Diego area to set up a TRC booth or tent? We have a car show called the Good Guys Car Show. It's all classic cars and hot rods. Usually companies show off their products.
No, we know good guys.
We know Good Guys. We actually had our car in the San Diego area for the Good Guys Car Show that we just finished in our studio. So that was there. And they were using Rag Company towels to wipe it all down, as well as some bead maker.
Generally speaking, we do not
was the
travel
Black
to
Hudson.
shows
Yeah.
unless it's a very particular large one or it's like detailing niche specific. And even then, we're pretty selective with what we do just because there's only so many places and times we can go and do things. I mean, it's really our calendar is so full of stuff.
But thank you for the invite.
It feels like we're never home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shorty Boy 2562.
Shorty boy.
ONR's the best. Morgan, you can read Hansi's.
Hans, I had to one-step, OptiSeal, and beadmaker a Volkswagen R32 for a car show. Long story short, he was going to use tape while the car was on a trailer to Germany. 2 miles later, all tape was gone. LOL, beadmaker power. Not even
Now,
tape.
there's
Stick.
a good
That's
sounding
awesome.
six-cylinder. The VR6s
That's
are
awesome.
awesome.
All right, Alkaline Taupe Hat, what kind of podcast do you guys listen to, if any?
I listen to a lot of podcasts.
Listen to quite a few. Although,
I listen to the Rag Company podcast.
I know,
Find that
right?
right there on
That's the
Spotify,
only one that you guys
Apple,
listen
iTunes, all
Yeah.
those great things. That's what you want. Download, tell your friends, share it with your mom, your sister, your brother. Everybody needs to listen to the Rag Company
probably
podcast.
my favorite non-detailing podcast is like How Did This Get Made?
Yeah,
I
that's a
love
good
How
one.
Did
I
This Get
love
Made?
that show.
That and WTF with Mark Maron. I listen to a lot of that.
I don't
And most
listen
my
to a
other
lot
ones
of
are really
WTF
political,
anymore.
so I won't even touch on them here. But
I don't listen to
yeah.
a lot of WTF. I listen to some political stuff too.
I know people are big on Joe Rogan. I haven't.
I like Joe
listened to
Rogan,
his
but
stuff
he's
too
long.
much. But I know a lot of people like
It's
his
3
long-form
hours. It's a
stuff.
long
So.
show. What am I saying? This is 3 hours.
to.
I mean, it's 2, but yeah.
All right, OCD. Or are you saying?
I was just
some-
looking for podcasts, what I'm listening to. So, Armchair Expert.
on
That's one of my favorite. Dax Shepard's Armchair Expert. That's a really
Dax
great
Shepard.
one. I love Dax. And then Idiot with Chris Hardwick. So it's the old Nerdist podcast now called ID10T, ID10T.
Oh yeah, that's Chris Hardwick.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then my new favorite is Conan O'Brien Needs a Friend. So that
here's
is a great podcast.
Here's some ones that are like smaller, but they're like focused on a single subject that are kind of useful ones or fun ones. You ever listen to 99% Invisible?
No.
That's a good one. And then Song Exploder. I love Song Exploder. It's where they take a song by an artist and they go with that artist and they break down the different elements of the song, show how they wrote it, show how they designed the music. It's pretty cool if you're
Nice.
into that kind of stuff.
Nice.
I like. I
Morgan,
like
do you
the
listen to
nuts and
podcasts?
bolts.
No.
Oh, okay. I also listen to a lot of
Smoking Tire podcast too.
My wife and I
listen
listen to a lot of
stuff.
murder podcasts, and whodunits, like the mysteries. So, OC Detail in New Jersey. Old buddy Marco, hello from rainy New Jersey.
Hooniverse podcast.
Sorry, I won't be around for the Detailer's Domain event. Oh, dude, hope you all have fun.
Come on.
Just booked a Ferrari Lusso, though. Nice. Paint correction,
Not
etc.
doing too
Experience or tips for these. Appreciate your time. No, have no tips or experience or anything like that, bud. Have fun. Enjoy.
We've
It's
seen
a
him in person
Ferrari.
a few times.
It's a
but
Ferrari.
Is the paint original?
Yeah. We'll find out. Jason Trump says, dropping in late, but wanted to thank everyone at the Rag Company for signing my new bucket vinyls. You're welcome, dude. It was fun.
I remember doing that.
I
You're
was
welcome.
I was yelling at Dane. I was like, Dane, I need you. Dane. And he's
And I
like,
was
don't
deliberately-
yell at me.
I was deliberately ignoring him. I'm like, until you speak nicely, I'm not going to acknowledge you.
And then
Wow,
he's
a
like,
5-year-old.
Yeah, and then finally, well,
no,
we were
that's
both
the 5-year-old.
we were both being
I'm the
5-year-olds
mature one
because he
here.
was like,
Oh my
he goes,
God.
don't yell at me. And I was like, I need your help. Hurry. It's an emergency. And then he goes, what? And I was like, I need you to sign these bucket vinyls. For
It
this
was
guy.
basically, it was Stewie from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Mom, mommy, mom.
And
Mom,
literally was
hey,
like, Dane,
hey, mom,
Dane,
mom,
Dane.
mommy.
You're
mom.
a little too accurate at that. I really don't like it.
Yeah. But it was fun. But I literally tricked him into thinking it was an emergency and then
Yeah.
got in there. Yeah. So
Yeah.
Yikes.
Tom Atkinson, O&R is awesome. You're right.
Yeah.
Aaron says, if you have to choose between a steamer versus an extractor for detailing, which would you choose? Well, because I don't have anything right now, I had to dry shampoo carpets last week. So that was cool. I do have a small shampooer that I did not have in my possession. Someone was using it.
Because I had it.
Yeah, that's right.
Which did also lead me to
But it's
my
a good one.
answer that I would choose an extractor over
Yeah,
a
it's a
steamer.
good little machine
I
because
like
you
it.
can do more than a lot of stuff. I guess but it's only specific to like carpet and upholstery. Where a steamer you can do more. You can actually clean and wipe, but steamers are also limited by the amount of pressure that they can put out. So 45 psi is good, but higher is better. But if you get higher, you get into a higher price point, and that makes it, almost unattainable to have. Where an extractor is a very simple process where it's, soaking and sucking. So
Not everybody's whipping out the Fortador.
right, yeah. So
It's a
yeah, I agree.
Lamborghini
An extractor is
of-
probably the easiest way, especially a cheap one. And a cheap steamer works to get 90% of what you need done. So.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thomas
There's-
Atkins says, thanks for all the lessons. Philip Van Boeven, how about the 121 liter?
Oh, no. He's talking about
128i.
128i.
Oh.
You know what? He's back to the
Thought it was
six-cylinder
an
rear-wheel
L.
drive. I will say, if I got a 128, I would constantly be going, I wish I got the 135.
Yeah.
That would just be me. But I would always feel like, I didn't get the 135. I got the 128. Just say it.
Yeah.
But if you find a good deal, I'm not telling you no.
Ed says, great job, you guys. I thought you were all looking slimmer and trimmer. Keep it up. Future selves will thank you. Thanks, Ed. What you
True.
don't see is that I am cramping really bad in the back of my leg because I went and worked out last night, and I'm very sore. So, yeah, I'm sitting here starting to slow me down. So
I plan on hiking and doing some jogging on the beach
excellent.
this weekend.
Oh,
so
wow.
I'm excited to
Wonderful.
see
I'm
you
really
jog
gonna-
on the beach.
I'm really going to Baywatch.
You're going to
it.
get at it?
Yeah.
Get after
We'll
it?
see.
Like it.
Might be a little cold. I don't know.
Well, it might be enjoyable.
We'll see.
Aaron's says cash on delivery actually stands for Call of Duty for short.
We know.
So Aaron,
We
when
know.
you were very very when you were an apple in your mom's or your dad's eye, there
What is
was
that
a
saying?
the telemarketing on TV would tell you could buy this plus this, and you didn't have to give your credit card number. You could have them ship it to your house, and you would pay the mailman. That's what cash on delivery stands for. And there were so many companies that over the course of like the 80s and 90s that were all COD started literally saying, no CODs accepted. No CODs. We've even had customers call here, old folks, that have asked if we can do COD. Meaning we would have to ship them product to their house, and they're saying, oh, don't worry, I'm going to pay the mailman. The mailman would have to stand there and wait to get payment.
As a
and then the
business
mail
owner-
company would have to mail it to us. It's like a 2-week process.
Doesn't sound very,
Anyway, that's
Excuse me,
fun
sonny.
fact.
Yeah,
So that's why I was
blast from the
calling it
past.
cash on delivery.
All right, Aaron's random life finally made it. He's always late. It's okay.
Nice.
Thomas says, who's going June 15th at Norwood, New Jersey at Detailer's Domain?
Boom, boom, and then that guy who's not in the room right
All
now.
day,
Yep,
Anthony.
Yep.
Ian Connell, I'm using an 8mm throw DAS 6 polisher and my yellow CG Hex Logic foam pads. Don't have enough cut for my golf as the paint must be too hard. What is the next step up for getting rid of defects? Microfiber. G. Davis says he's totally psyched for our Swag Rides road trip. Dane, he's already bought a 2 liter of grape soda for you. Call me later with snack suggestions.
Yeah, give me that.
Don't worry, G. Davis. I'm looking for a minivan to hold
love.
all of us so you and Dane can sit in the back. I'm going to put you guys in the captain's chairs.
Aww.
Morgan, you can ride Shoddy if you want, and we'll make a bed in the back for Anthony.
You want a can of purple?
Yeah.
All right, Formula One fan, any tips on sun-faded blue that feels like a scoring scoring sponge? I have a standard polisher. How should I approach this?
What is a standard polisher? I'm thinking, does he mean DA or does he mean rotary?
I don't know, but a sun-faded blue van, I'm not sure. So, anyway.
It's tough without more details.
Yeah, Ben Stroka says, what's short throw versus long throw? That's the secondary orbit of a polisher. So a Harbor Freight and a Porter Cable 7424 are usually an 8mm throw. Your long throw polishers, which is like your Rupes and others, 15mm and 21. That's what that means. So Didrik says, hey, do your children still read about Vikings, Levi? Yes, Didrik, they are. They still have the books. We're working our way through them. We're telling stories. They love it. Rag Company, G. Davis, you can never go wrong with giant Slim Jims and sugar-free Red Bulls.
Yummy.
G. Davis says, thank you, Tim, for that tip.
What a combo.
Shorty Boy 2562, should I put O&R in my bucket if I'm doing a 2-bucket wash? And should I use an IK sprayer and foamer then, after I foam, use a 2-bucket system? Sure. And listen to Just Talk podcast. All right, dude. Cool.
Okay.
Alkaline Top Hat, Dane, you and I are probably great friends who have never met. I love 99% Invisible. The Mazda episode was great. I also love Hello from the Magic Tavern and a lot of others.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Dane, don't wish the pain of N54 life on yourself.
He's talking about
life.
N54. He's talking about BMW engines now.
Rip.
And I totally understand
Rip.
where you're coming from there.
Feel
That's
that pain.
where a lot of those unreliability comments come from.
Yep.
It's just burned
Signed
owners.
an N54 owner / victim. Yeah.
Yep.
Aaron's, what are the options for no rinse type product before waterless or rinseless before they enter the market? What?
Well, the options for a no-rinse product before waterless or rinseless before they... I don't know, Aaron, what that question is.
I see before, so I'm a
Yeah,
little...
that kind of throws me off. Tonezor says, Levi, please take a photo of your pricing sheet. I am so sorry, man. It has just been so crazy. I have not been able to get downstairs to take a photo of that.
We wear a lot of hats and do a lot of stuff. What pricing sheet is he looking for?
My old Hawks Detail Masters of Shine.
Oh, that's what he's like. Why don't I just go
the
grab
bottom?
one while you guys small talk for a minute. I'll go grab
Hurry, Dane. Run. All right, everybody, you can stay online here and you can see it for yourself. But realistically, Tonezors, I probably should send it to you so you can actually study it. But Dane is going to grab one and bring it back up.
He's not going to be able to see it.
He's going to do it. You're going to be able to see it live right here on this thing
Is that the last
on our
comment,
YouTube.
though?
That is the last comment. So we're good there.
Okay. Sweet.
Yeah, right when Dane runs in, that's when you do that. Like, oh no, guys. Like, is there, so Aaron says, like, is there any one type of product in the past? I don't know, Aaron. Let me just say this, rinseless has been around for 15 years. So it's kind of hard to go back, in my brain to see if there was anything like that. Yeah. Ben says, how much should I charge teachers for detailing? Where should I do it? Since nowadays teachers are like illegal to interact with students outside of school. How do we contact each other if it's also basically illegal to talk to each other outside of school too? If anything, have them call your parents and schedule it through them. Give them just a flat rate. Say, look, I'll wash, I'll put on a spray wax, and I'll vacuum the interior of your car. Clean the interior, the dash, plastics, rubber, all that stuff inside, dress your tires and wheels. I'll do it for $100. Do something like that, or 75. Dane's back with
nothing.
Because
I went and looked down there and they're not there anymore.
couldn't find it. Yeah. So I'll dig around, see if I can get it.
To you.
So yeah, dude, just figure that out. So yeah, that's my guess. Han says, I think Aaron means it was what used before O&R waterless. That's what I'm saying. So 15, it's been out for 15 years. So it's hard for my brain to go back 15 years and try and see what it was that we were using. I wasn't as knowledgeable on I knew people were doing it. I knew steam was a big part of it. A lot of people were doing steam washing. So you might figure it out. So, yeah.
Well, and it's always funny, like, when we did the video we released about inspiration, people were like, oh, finally, PNS has ceramic coating on it. It's like, well, it's been out.
Yeah.
And then, like, O&R and stuff. It's not a new product, but it's still new technology to a lot of people. So it's definitely something that, some people, they haven't seen it, so it doesn't exist to them until they've seen it. And that's mostly just what it is. But let's see. So, Levi, you all done here? Or are you grabbing something?
He's grabbing the price sheet.
Oh, okay. Good. Well, in that case, I'm going to stop trying to tie my shoe. Moving down the list. Where did you guys leave off?
Aaron's. He meant O&R, stupid autocorrection in the phone.
So
Didrik. Finally, TPC is on its way to me. Hooray,
Good.
congratulations.
And note on that, remember, if you've used like OptiBond on a tire before using that, TPC may have issues sticking. So when you're doing TPC, you probably want to apply it to tires that have not had something like OptiBond on it before. Alkaline Towpat. Woot! TRC Live Q&A Extended Edition. Yeah, well, we're going 3 minutes over at this point.
Yep.
There was a multi-level marketing deal here in the 90s that sold a waterless wash, says Edmund Iverson.
I wasn't alive
Interesting.
then.
I'm sure there was.
Yeah. Wow, that's a crazy thought. You weren't alive then.
I was alive for 20%.
You were an apple in your
So
father's
sorry, man,
eye.
I couldn't find that. We'll keep looking.
They all
we'll see.
disappeared. They used to
Yeah.
be sitting around forever.
Yeah. Aaron's Random Life. Do you like OptiClean and the standard 3-to-1 dilution for waterless washing? Have you tried any other ratios for better or worse success? No, I like that. Hans, I think lacquer thinner. Haha.
That's Levi's answer to
Didrik
everything.
and an Optimum Clay Mitt. Focus RS topped with bead maker. Then spray wax. Is clay bar drying? All the option with clay mitt and Dick.
What? No. Oh, wait. That's literally what it said. Okay.
Anyway, all right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. Check back next Thursday when we are live from here doing our TRC Thursday live.
That's right. We'll be here.
We'll be here.
Maybe a Cracker
For some
Barrel.
reason, I thought we were in Jersey, but we're not in
No.
Jersey
We might
yet.
be a Cracker Barrel.
2 more weeks, folks. 10
Yeah.
days
So
before we leave.
2 weeks.
So in 2 weeks, we will be live from the minivan,
Yes.
driving back from Swag Rides, and you'll get to see Dane getting
G.
treats.
Davis might be live.
Dane and G. Davis getting fed treats to each other. It's
Oh,
going to be
no.
delicious.
Oh, no.
Slim Jims, back and forth.
And on that note, thank you so much for watching.
All right, guys,
Thank
have
you
fun.
so much for listening.
Bye.
We appreciate it. And as always, make sure you subscribe
Tip
to
your
us
servers.
at the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel and the Rag Company YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the bell next to both of them if you like being notified about every time we come out with a video or a live stream in this case. And beyond that, follow us on Spotify. We like that too. We'll see you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.